J Squad.
My little pony, 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 my little What is friendship all about? What is friendship all about? All about. My little pony, 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 my little pony. What is friendship all about? My little pony, my little pony.
J Squad.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm your basic average girl, and I'm here to say goodbye. You can't stop me 'cause I'm impossible. There is nothing I can't do when danger comes. Just know that I am on my way. It doesn't matter where or when there's trouble. If you just call my name, impossible. Call me big man if you wanna reach back, when you wanna face me. Whenever you need me, be there. On that beat man if you wanna reach me, reach me, reach me, reach me. Call me big man if you wanna bitch back when you wanna bitch me. Whenever you need me, baby. Call me big man if you wanna reach me. Reach me, reach me, reach me. Reach me if you wanna reach me. Reach me. Call me big man if you wanna. Call me big man if you wanna reach me.
Straight from the gut, Khuck cast in the mix. Laugh through the chaos, let the signal slip. Every line a curveball, every take a spin. Life's too short for a polished grin. Life's a janky live stream, better say it with your chest. Every pixel a punchline, every moment a shot. When the internet gets weird, you take the best of the lot. Real talk, no frills, every take a spark. Find the gold in the noise like the fuse in the dark. I'm the glitch in the algorithm, cracking the code. Laughing in the chaos, let the good times overload. Straight from the gut, Khuck cast in the mix. Laugh through the chaos, let the signal slip. Every line a curveball, every take a spin. Life's too short for a polished grin. Hit the live button, let the chaos fly. Find the truth in the pixels, let the punchlines collide. No retakes, no rewind, just a moment in time. Hit record, hit the gas, hit the punch. Find the gun.
No handles, flying like a banshee. They use cheat codes, but we don't cheat though. No cliff notes, homie, we don't need those. Come on, and just take the high road. I'm trying to fly though, wanna touch the sky, but still lie low. Never water down, even with the hydro. Vaporize the hate so I don't have to keep my eyes low. Hit Oslo, get it in Norway. Cleanse palates with the callous man sorbet. Doorways open up, yup, more cake. Soon enough the sweet turn sour, more court dates. We burn it down though, and just live it up. It sucks ass when they ask about a living trust. I don't have one, cause I don't have shit. And when I do, I'm probably gonna just stash it. It takes time for the interest to make sense. It makes sense for the linguist to invest. I've been blessed with a brain and some rhythm. Those hairs too square, I'm the tortoise and I'll win it. Come on. But we carry hope, no politics, but y'all should probably vote. Don't involve me, I live for the stereo. Right side, left side, middle path, adios. No label when you living independent. Rent is too damn high for my pension. Like the lottery, the way it just rubs off. Opposite of Jimmy McMillan, I take the gloves off. Take some cheap shots, fighting for the beatbox. I'm throwing down harder than the dude who beat Brock. I'm more able though, but still murderous. On the beat.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Khuck Cast. I am your host, Mrs. Khuck. Hello, everybody. How we doing tonight? How's it going? How's it going? How are we tonight? How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are all doing good. Yes, Ivy. Rip E-Dub. 100%. Yes. You know what? I did not realize that he died. When did I realize that he died? I think it was like shortly after, I found Tommy C's theme song that he did. And I found that out and I was rather sad. So, yes. I know he died a long time ago. I didn't know that until I was looking more into the song. The guy that banging Kool-Aid Girls, the guy who raps at the beginning of this song, that's E-Dub. E-Double. Yes. I guess it's time to stop listening to Past You. Oh, I see, Jack. Oh, okay. What were you were you listening to something else of mine? Or what do you mean past me? Were you listening to another stream? That's funny. Oh no, Abyssal, I am so sorry. Yes, his Freestyle Fridays are amazing. Yes. Absolutely. That's Tommy C. For those of you who don't know, that's one of Tommy C's theme songs is the Move On one. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome and my thoughts keep telling me to let me... Oh, that one. That's E-Double-2. Just so y'all know. Anyway. Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry, Abyssal, for that. Oh, gosh. I hope your night gets better. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. I can't even begin to imagine. So, anyway. Yes, let me... Oh, that's it. That's it. I keep forgetting the name of it. I don't know why. But anyway. Which VOD are you watching, Jack? I was just curious. How was my weekend? My weekend was very, very busy, Middleman. Thank you for asking. We went out and touched grass. And, yeah. Friday night, we went to a local, I guess you could call them an orchard, but they're more of a farm now. We went to a local farm that's not too far from here. That's a local place that most St. Louisans know of. We went to like their special Halloween event that they were doing. Then Saturday was Oktoberfest, and then oh gosh, and then yesterday was bowling. So there you go. Yeah. KP is a female jar. Yeah. I would have to 100% agree. Mm-hmm. Oh, the VOD! Is it the VOD with, Do? Is that the one you're listening to? I was going to promote that here in a second anyway. Yeah, I don't blame you there, Abyssal. I would. What's up, Pidgey? Have we ruled out BPD yet, or am I too early? I don't know yet. We'll find out. He's in a bowling locker. No, 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 no. Oh no, Ivy! Oh my goodness! Seems like all of you are having rough times right now. Jeez. Well, I hope that we can all make it better tonight. I hope. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll see what happens. I hope. Anyway, we'll have some good laughs. Y'all will hear me probably freak the hell out. But I will give some context here and a little bit of explanation here in just a minute. So this is what we're gonna. So we have a great week of streams scheduled for you guys this week, which I'm really excited for. Tomorrow, we will go over the Willie Mac video about Anissa and iDubbbz. I'm very much looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Wednesday, we will be welcoming, speaking of Tommy C, we will be welcoming one of his lovely co-hosts on his show, Jeannie. Jeannie will be joining us on Wednesday, so that'll be a lot of fun. And also, a certain someone by the name of Squatchin will also be crashing in on that, aka she's coming anyway, whether she likes it or not. So, that'll be a lot of fun too. Really looking forward to that. Thursday. Oh, Thursday's when we're going to do the Yen Jar call. That'll be fun. So, that'll be Thursday. And then Friday, we have Divas. Divas is on Friday with apparently a very special guest. I do not know anything about this. I do not have any clue as to what's happening. Squatchin and Reese apparently were working on this in the background. And, yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. We're going to find out. Jar broke up with Yen. She's very heartbroken. Oh. Well, I may or may not also have a Jar update for you guys, too. So, we'll get to that on Thursday, though. That's going to be fun. But anyway, so yeah, there you go. There's the whole week. We got a whole week of Khuck. Let's go. Whether you like it or not. And honestly, I didn't know, chat, until I was literally getting ready to stream tonight that Falgi and Beckett were going live, too. So, I appreciate all of you. I think Core's even live, too. I think Core's live, or he's going to go live here soon. But yeah, so we'll figure out who to raid into. At some point, we'll figure it out. But yeah, so I appreciate all of you being here tonight, though, with me. I appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's get into today's topic here, shall we? No, I did not have a call with Jar. No, I did not. I refuse. So, no, that did not happen. I will explain on Thursday. It'll be all more clear then. I promise. So, let me give you a little bit of background here as far as I guess, what's the best way to put this? My understanding, if you will, of the KP and SaberSpark situation. When the story first broke in May of this year about KP and the SaberSpark allegations and Brony Fandom. Oh, don't even get me started on that motherfucker. It was a clusterfuck of a mess. It still is. Still to this day, even though it's only been like a couple of months, give or take, rather. Although it probably feels like longer. It's still a mess. It doesn't matter. It's still a goddamn mess. Yeah, Brony Fandom, aka Bonk, or whatever, however you guys know, mess. Okay? I'm not surprised in the slightest that he's still crashing out, Metal Man. So, what I did to kind of refresh me a little bit, because back when all of this was first going on, I was probably knee deep in other stuff, and I wanted to wait. I think I just also wanted to wait, in the back of my mind about, whether or not more stuff was going to come out, see what was going to happen. Well, it turns out that Beckett made a couple of videos on this subject and, all of that. And his most recent one, which is in response to KP's 10-minute video that she put out a couple days ago. Now, I will say this, chat. I have watched 2 of Beckett's videos today. I watched the first video of him talking about the allegations. And then I watched the Saber Spark video where he brought the receipts. So that much I'm caught up on for the most part. Now, I have not seen Emmy's video as to her explanation on this. I wanted to wait until stream. I have not seen Emmy's explanation. I have not seen KP's response video. And I have not seen Beckett's response video yet. These are the 3 that I haven't seen yet. Now, I know that she also did an interview with somebody who I had never heard of before until just recently. Mr. Enter. Is that his name? I know that Emmy did an interview with him. And basically, in a nutshell, he was pretty much lied to. And he was very, very angry about it. And rightfully so. I know that Lazy Bedhead has talked to Emmy, and she's also talked to KP. All of that content, I'm sure that we could probably talk about. If we want to tonight, we can probably watch a little bit of it. Maybe, give or take, we'll see. But the 3 videos that I have pulled up for you guys tonight is Emmy's response, KP's video, and then Beckett's video. Those are the 3 that I have ready to go. Now, if we would like to, if there's something that comes up, chat, in reference to something that maybe you guys want me to see on Lazy's end or with her interview with KP and or Emmy, feel free to let me know. You're welcome to give me a timestamp too if you want, and we can watch that together. Totally up to you guys. We don't have to, but I figured that would be a good medium since most of you probably know more about this than I do at the moment. So that's, or at least more than what I found out today, rather. So some of you have probably been, following this now for months. Well, I've kind of, like I said, I've kind of paid attention to it a little bit here and there, but I haven't really fully delved into it until today. So yeah, and even then, I'm just giving you, and again, chat, I know that Falgi and Beckett and Lazy and all of those wonderful creators have done their due diligence in making all of this potentially happen, and I give them credit where credit is due. And I am not trying to negate anything that they have done or anything that they have worked on, but there is so much to this, more than what I had initially thought, that I'm trying to, again, just try to give a clear and concise Khuck opinion on everything. So, again, we'll see what happens tonight, and we'll play it by ear. Now, we could break this up into 2 separate parts. I don't think that will happen this week, obviously, because we've got other stuff going on, but we'll see what happens. So, it's weird how KP thinks every guy she has drama with wants to sleep with her when she looks like an alternate from an analog. Damn, Tech66, damn, shots fired. Yeah, that's another thing that I learned too, is that she thinks that every guy is in love with her, which is fucking ridiculous. And just, yeah, she's, oh my god, I'm scared. But anyway, so what we're gonna do, like I said, is that we're gonna go over, now, again, chat, this is coming from the point of view where this is the video response that she released about a month ago. Emmy did. Or Emu Emmy, as she's called. So we'll watch that here in just a minute. But chat, before I forget. Oh, yes. Yes, I did know that, Kalame Girls. Yes. She is a trust fund baby. I did. Again, I watched Beckett's first video. But first, chat. Oh, actually, you know what? We're not going to be able to get to that tonight. I'll save it for tomorrow. I save this for tomorrow. Burn, you lucked out. You lucked out. We'll get to something that I was sent earlier. We'll get to that tomorrow. I'll save it for tomorrow. So, anyway, one's in the chat if you're ready to watch this. Now, again, chat, like I said, this is Emmy's response. I have not seen this yet. So, she is loaded and she has a crap mic, no excuse. Oh, well, not surprised. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do something else. Hold on. Okay, so while you guys are doing that, I'll get to it later. Let me see. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? Okay, I got all of that pulled up. Okay, never mind. Okay, I was just making sure that there wasn't anything else. Okay. Okay. Here we go, chat. Let me get this pulled up here. Now, this is titled For Clarity. We'll find out. I would love to hear what Emmy has to say about this. Given the fact of everything that I watched today and got caught up on, oh, this is going to be interesting. And I have a feeling I'm probably going to hate the shit out of this. So, all right, here we go.
The topics I'm about to discuss are extremely sensitive and heavy. If you struggle with topics related to assault and SA allegations, I strongly recommend you turn your attention elsewhere. The rest of you, I ask to proceed only if you are able to listen to conflicting sides of an experience and are capable of walking away and making up your own conclusions. Recently, I took a break offline to gather my thoughts, seek support from professionals, and to work on—
Ah, God damn it. Okay, hold on. Okay. Once if it's still echoing.
healing before putting out this video statement together for you all. This is why I wanted to remain anonymous to begin with. Not being believed as an anonymous person feels a lot less personal than enduring a harassment campaign targeting me specifically. Over the last few weeks, I've been put in a pretty difficult position where I've continually felt like I didn't have a choice on coming forward to discuss my personal experiences anonymously. Essentially, when people realized that I was the anonymous person who had a sexual encounter with Saberspark, they were either going to spread misinformation from harmful websites and provide a platform for biased sources, or give me the opportunity to come forward on my own accord and describe my experiences myself. Yes.
Yeah, but someone else beat her. Okay. And this is the question that I have, chat. Yeah, I caught that too, Metal Man. Yeah, that she was a teen mom who appeared on Dr. Phil. Yeah. Yeah, I watched all of this today, chat. I watched Beckett's first video, and then I watched the Saberspark with receipts video. I watched all of that today. Just to get a bit of a refresher and to learn a little bit more in depth as to what was going on, so I can get a basic understanding of it. I knew that I did to a certain degree, but I wanted to hear more about it and to hear what the other people had to say, like the interview that Beckett had with Claire and all of that nonsense. Oh my God. That was insane. Just the levels of crap that woman alone went through with, it's just like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And what kills me though, chat too, and this is a bit of a spoiler, I guess, or maybe most of you probably already know this, that a lot of it stems from the fact of it all goes back to Black Griffin to a certain degree. She's a firecracker. I agree. Yeah. It's like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, none of that makes any goddamn sense to me. None of it. None of it makes any sense whatsoever to me. Emmy's child has nothing to do with anything and should be left alone. I agree. I don't think anyone here would say or do anything, but there are some psychos out there that will. Oh no, Tex, I 100% agree. That Emmy's child has absolutely nothing to do with this situation. None. I 100% agree. I strongly disavow, and you guys know this, I strongly disavow anyone going after her kid or anything related to that. No, absolutely not. So, hello, Loki. How are you? But yeah, so anyway. But as we all well know, back to how all of this came about was because of Bonk and KP. Yeah. Oh, God, here we go. Okay. I'm
I
already
am aware of
hating
this video. I never responded to it because I felt the video spoke for itself. When I watched it, it made me laugh because of how poorly made it was. The video defends people making pedophile jokes of real children, makes outlandish claims while showing screenshots that prove none of what is being claimed, and the comment section seems to be camped out by those who participated in helping make it. But if it helps, I'll link a document in the description that debunks several things claimed in the video. I wanted to ensure that harmful misinformation about me wouldn't be given a platform, and agreed to establishing my character in an interview so unknowing people would.
Oh, goddamn.
Metalman87 super chatted $5. Having Emmy as a mom is bad enough for that kid.
Oh, goddamn. Thank you, Metal Man, for the 5. Jesus. Oh, goddamn. Well, you're probably not wrong. No, Emmy, I'm sorry, but you are, either she's just dumb, or I don't even know. I really don't. I haven't came up with maybe I will after this, I don't know. I haven't really came up with the full general consensus about how I feel about Emmy in general. Because I truthfully think that she was just dumb. And she thought that, bringing up stuff that happened, 12, 13 years ago, without any solid proof of it actually happening is just insane to me. It's insane. And what and this is what I also found out too, chat, and I gotta give kudos where it's due. The fact that Saberspark spent hundreds of dollars to try to fix his old phones and whatever he had at the time, to try to get evidence to clear his fucking name. 07s to you, sir. 07s to you. Seriously? That's... wow. That, to me, that goes to show that he was trying to go above and beyond. Now, did he necessarily have to do that? No. Some people can disagree with that or whatever. But, again... that goes to show that he was just wanting to just clear his name and be done. And I 07s to him for that, seriously. He should never have gone through this to begin with.
Wouldn't blindly believe rumors people have been spreading about me for years that at least most people within the Sonic space already knew weren't true, or it has been since debunked or resolved. So all that said, this is the reason I'm here today. I want to have a conversation about consent and intimate encounters and talk about my experiences, which were recently shared publicly, but now I want to share it personally. For starters, my experience was posted and shared without my name attached online a few months ago, where it goes over 2 uncomfortable situations I was.
And guess who posted the initial post, Chad? If y'all remember, it was our lovely Bonk. That Bonk, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm just gonna call him Brony Fandom because that's just how I know him as, but y'all can call him whatever you want. He was the one that initially posted this. I will never forget it because I got sent this post around the time of the allegations. And again, like I said, I was probably knee deep in other crap at the time, so I never really got around to it. And then once the story started spinning and more info came out and more of a mess it was, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to leave it be. I'm just going to leave it alone. Wait for for the smoke to calm or the smoke to clear and whatnot. And just see what happens, right? I knew that I would probably cover this eventually, or I thought that I would cover this eventually, but what made me want to do it even more was hearing about KP's response. Months later, after everything is said and done. Now, God only knows why it took her that long to do it. People can have their opinions on it, but I think that it was, from what I am understanding, it was 100% pointless. And I'm not surprised. I'm just not. And hearing from other people that have also jumped on this bandwagon, which I will get to later, don't let me forget, chat, I had a lovely conversation, even earlier today, with Anthony Gramiglia. I think that's how you say his name, and I apologize for butchering it, but it's Anthony Gramiglia, I think is how you pronounce it. And I actually had a very nice conversation with him, actually, today, because of something else. But him and I exchanged some thoughts about what the situation was with KP, and he gave me a little bit of background, and so we'll get to that later. But kudos to Anthony. I did invite him onto the show tonight, but unfortunately he had something come up, so he was not able to. But he did give me permission to read off to talk about what we talked about today. So I do just want to point that out there. But we'll get to that later. Gramulia? Is that how you pronounce it? Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Ivy. Thank you. But yeah, so we'll get to all of that later. But yes. All right, let's continue.
Was put into without my consent that left me feeling taken advantage of. You can read the details here. I really don't wish to tread over them again ad nauseum. In short, I was in an intimate encounter with a content creator 13 years ago that left me feeling very uncomfortable. Worse, it happened.
Left you feeling very uncomfortable? Okay. 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 Yeah, all right. Text messages and prove otherwise. Yeah.
Twice, and each time left me more empty. Recently, old text messages were shared in a recently uploaded video where Saberspark shares his side of the story. After reading those messages again after years have passed, I want to start by saying this before we dive any further. I recognize that Saberspark may not have fully understood at the time what clear and enthusiastic consent looked like in physical situations, and I'm
What? What? Did I just what? Chat, did I just hear that correctly? What? Oh, I'm already hating this. Oh my god. Is she seriously trying to say that's... Okay, you know what? I'm going to play it back for people.
After years have passed, I want to start by saying this before we dive any further. I recognize that Saberspark may not have fully understood at the time what clear and enthusiastic consent looked like in physical situations.
What? Oh my god. Is she legitly trying to say that Saberspark didn't know what? Oh my god, you are a fucking moron. I already hate this, chat. I already hate this. Yeah, and Courtney, Pete, and KP had told her what to change in her testimony. Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous.
And I'm sure the messages only gave him more of a reason to think these actions were okay. Especially now, I do not believe... What? Are you seriously trying to sit there and say that that you were not okay with the entire exchange that you guys had, and that you're saying that he didn't... Oh my god. Chat, we're only less than 3 minutes into this video of an hour response, and I'm already about to get mad. Are you fucking kidding me? The evidence says otherwise. Hi, Nuke. How are you? Yeah, Saber burn Emmy. This is her revenge. Now, there was something that you brought up earlier, Metal Man, that, I'm sorry, by the way, Chad, if I scared you with my first reaction. I apologize. But, sorry, I just was caught off guard. Now, there was something, Metal Man, that you brought up earlier that I think that you typed in chat about how Saber let her on. Okay. Or a little bit anyway. Okay, that's fair. That is fair. Was that something that he should have done at the time? Probably not. It is what it is, though. But did he do anything other than that? Did he commit a fucking crime? No. No. And that's what these fucking people are... Oh, it's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. I tried to watch KP's first video that she put out, the garbage one, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Sleek, no, no, no.
No, no, no. I don't know what you mean by that, and I'm afraid of what you mean by that. No, no, no. No, no, no. Disavow. Disavow, disavow, disavow. Wookie, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. It's a popular day to go live. I don't know. Yeah, I legitly was like literally getting ready for stream when I saw the Falgi and Beckett and pretty much everybody else were going live. I'm like, oh, well, okay. All is good though. All is good. So yeah, well, like I said earlier, chat, we'll have to draw straws as to who we raid into. So, but this is, I just, oh God, I just can't. I just can't. I cannot understand. What's up, Jim Rainer Raider? How are you? Welcome in. I just don't understand how I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. What was okay, you know what? We're gonna keep
He
watching.
acted with malicious intent, nor do I think he is an evil-hearted person. What happened made me uncomfortable, and I want to be honest about that. I have a right to own that experience and my own feelings, but I also want to acknowledge that inexperience and lack of awareness can play a role in how things unfolded, especially in situations like this. To be clear, his lack of knowledge does not mean I consented to either of the physical encounters mentioned.
Bullshit! Bullshit! You are full of crap, my dear. You are full of shit. You want to know why? Again, Saber literally said in his statement to Beckett that the only oh my God, you are a fucking idiot. Okay, so you want to explain how, you know, you had the one encounter in the hotel room, and then you had the other encounter in the bathroom or in the lower level of this hotel that you guys were staying at, and you gave him a little something something, so you were uncomfortable the whole fucking entire time? Are you fucking kidding me? Bro. Said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm sorry, but people like this, people like Emu Emmy, and people like that who make up false allegations about something in relation to a fucking crime. This is what makes it harder for people to fucking believe people who have been sexually assaulted. It's shit like this that causes people to second guess themselves. Now, when it comes to online stuff, should you look into shit like that and second guess it and do your research and things of that nature? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes. Yes. Yes, Jim Raynor, this is this video. Yes. Now, just Jim Raynor, I don't know what all you caught, but just so brief TLDR for you. I have not seen this yet. The only things that I have seen so far, like I mentioned, and I hate to repeat myself, but I'm just saying this for people in VOD land too, that the only thing that I have seen so far is Beckett's first video about this, about KP, and then Saber Sparks' receipts video that he did. And now we're watching this. So I'm going into it with your guys' knowledge of what those two videos are about, what's in those two videos, and what's in this. So that's what I'm jumping into. Because again, most of you, for the most part, know about what happened with this for general consensus. So. What's up, Jedi Robot? How are you? Yeah, I've heard that before. Hi, Jim. Yes, I've heard that before, too. Yeah, same. Same. So, yeah. Uh-huh. And I'm already hating this chat. 3 minutes in, and I'm already hating it.
And like I said in the original testimony, for a long time I blamed myself for being in that position at all to begin with. But moving forward after this video, I hope you can walk away with this lesson. Let it be a reminder to everyone, no matter the circumstance, no matter how much you like someone or how mutual the attraction may be, always ask before initiating anything physical. Consent is not just about...
What? What? Yeah, that's very true, Jack. Could be worse, could be YMS. Yes, that's very true. That legitimately broke my brain Thursday. Oh dear God in heaven. But wait, hold on. Consent is not
intention.
Wait, what?
It's about impact and active communication. It's about how you leave your partner emotionally after you are intimate with them. I want to address
What? That just sounds like a whole shitload of fucking nonsense to me. That does not make any goddamn sense.
those using my text messages to claim I gave consent or lied about not giving it. Specifically, what those people have pointed out that I couldn't have been assaulted because I interacted with him afterwards, or how I asked for relationship advice, or still just wanted to maintain contact to begin with at all. You can still feel taken advantage of by somebody and still not know how to leave the friendship. You can also experience
What? Oh my god, ma'am. Really? Really? Yes, I saw that, Metal Man. Thank you. Oh my god, this makes my brain. What? Oh, chat. I'm already hating this.
a situation like that and struggle with conflicting feelings about it and still want to like that person. I know a lot of people may have never experienced this, but when you are a people pleaser, you have a hard time A, leaving a situation, and B, stopping it once it started. This is also not an isolated experience for just those who people please. These situations are complicated, and not everyone is going to handle them the same. Other things pointed out that people are claiming to be signs of consent are our flirty messages, or me telling him the
signs of consent? Those... Oh my god. Those... Jedi, what do you agree with? I'm just curious. Okay. Oh my god. So now you are trying to spin it that you never consented to this to fucking begin with, and you just didn't say anything because you wanted to be a people pleaser and you wanted to please him. Oh dear God. I had a best friend who used me and my disabilities and still want to be friends because he was the only one I had at the time and I didn't want to be lonely and not oh, well, I'm sorry, Jedi. That sucks. But should people like that take advantage of other people to that degree, obviously that's wrong and I 100% disavow that. But thank you. The consent argument is going to drive me nuts. That's exactly what this is. Yes. Metal Man, you hit the nail on the head. These are flirty messages. These are you showing consent. I'm sorry, Emily. These are flirty messages. %100 flirty. Are they a little bit cringy? Sure. But those are still flirty.
sex was good a long time afterwards, in which he randomly brings up, despite the fact that words are words, and you'll see below neither flirting nor lying to someone to not hurt their feelings about their sexual performance is consent. To start, I want to walk you through what consent...
Oh, chat, I'm gonna crash the fuck out. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, dear God.
His dick was out!
Crash!
328 Crash super chatted $5. Dude, if you have to message a girl if you were good, I feel like you had the answer before you sent the text.
So true, Crash. So fucking true. Thank you so much, Crash, for the 5. So fucking true. Now, again, are they cringy? Yes. Yes. But I think, and again, even in the conversation that Saber has with Beckett, him explaining, and those of you who have heard it know what I'm talking about, and the conversation that he has with him explaining, things from his point of view, you could tell just by him recounting that energy or that story that he was like getting nervous even talking about it, because yes, is it cringe to talk about and to admit things when you were being a cringy person and whatever? Sure. But even then, you could tell that he was just like, that him recounting everything, he was just he's socially awkward. That's the gist that I got, is that was, at the time, possibly socially awkward. Maybe he still is. I don't know. But that's way different than what... oh, you are so fucking dumb. Agree if you message that you have the small PP energy. So true, Jedi. So true. Can I ask about the goal? Is that if what... wait, is that what if you think it is? What do you mean? The goal? Oh, the goal itself, Jedi, is for channel fun and also to get Mr. Khuck out of the dryer. Or, in some people's cases, to have him stay in the dryer. Because they now think that the dryer is his home and they don't want to interrupt him being in his home. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, jeez. Oh, and Jenny, you have not been here yet. We have art now. We have goal art of that, which I'll show you. Oh, no. Jedi, Mr. Khuck isn't my cat. No, he's my husband. Mr. Khuck is my husband. Oh, you haven't been here in a hot minute. I keep forgetting. No, okay. There's a running joke, Jedi, that Mr. Khuck is stuck in a dryer. Long story short, it's a meme now. We have art of it. There you go. There you go. That's all you need to know. Jedi! I don't know. You'd have to ask Mr. Khuck that. I don't know. That's what I don't know. He's the one that came up with it. So, make sure you add a dryer lint sheet to keep the static from building up. That's true. Yes. Good tips there, Crash. Yes. No, Jedi, you're not far off. I think that was his intention, was to be a pervert, and I think that was his intention. But but he did not expect, and I did not expect for it to go as far as it has now, which I love. Which is too funny. No, yeah, don't feel bad. You're fine. Don't feel bad. You're fine. I promise.
Consent is supposed to look like and feel like. This is important so that when people are having sex, everyone walks away afterwards feeling safe and emotionally satisfied. Consent occurs in the physical moment leading up to two people engaging in sexual acts. You can't give consent after the occurrence is over, for example. Flirting with someone prior is also not consent. I said it myself in the original testimony that I liked him, and he knew. But consenting to flirting is not consent to being thrown in a sudden sexual encounter in person. I want to use my platform.
What? What? Oh, dear God. Oh, God damn it.
Platform to talk about what consent is and looks like and what it isn't and doesn't look like. After going through a few resources on what consent is, then I will dive into how that lines up with my experiences and my feelings all these years later. Following that, I'll address some primary claims from Saberspark's side, and in exploring these elements, I hope you can take away a full picture of what consent is, what enthusiasm looks like, and how—
yeah, what consent is to you. What consent is to you. Because you have a way different opinion and a way different definition of consent, or at least that's what you're saying in here anyway, than what anybody else would. What you are saying in this entire video makes, or so far in this entire video, I don't even know. My brain is breaking. None of this is making any goddamn sense. None of it. I don't understand how thank you. All I'm hearing here is don't stick your dick in crazy. 100%. And from what, again, this is all public record. This is something that Saberspark himself even talked about in the interview that he did with Beckett. The first encounter that they had, it didn't go the way that, maybe that they were both hoping for. For those of you who don't know, I suggest you go watch Beckett's video, and in that section they talk about it.
His dick was out.
328 Crash Super Chatted $5. Crap like this is why Super Earth makes you fill out a form before any activities that could result in a child.
100%. Thank you, Crash, for the 5. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hi, Cinemations. How are you? Don't stick your churro stick into the mentally ill. Well, you know what? There are some people that actually do that kind of thing, and they want to do that kind of thing. Hey, all power to you. Just know what you're getting yourself into, or I don't know. I don't even know.
How not to either be taken advantage of or accidentally take advantage of a future sexual partner. My first and still primary goal is and always was to share my experiences so that others might avoid feeling taken advantage of after being intimate with someone they look up to, and wanting to personally prove to myself that I have the courage to talk about these things. By understanding what consent looks like in different situations and circumstances, you will see why I felt taken advantage of, and then perhaps learn how—
Crash, goddammit! I mean, Harley Quinn is popular for a reason, just ask Rule 34. Fucking hell. Oh, God.
avoid these type of situations going forward. The information I'm about to read to you is directly from the RAIN's official website. If you're not familiar with RAIN, RAIN created and operates the National Sexual Assault Hotline in partnership with more than 1,000 local sexual assault service providers. Reading off of their Understanding Consent page, consent is an agreement between participants to engage in sexual activity. When you're engaging in sexual activity, consent is about communication, and it should happen every time. While the legal definitions of consent may vary by location and circumstance, the general concept is always the same. Consent is an ongoing process of discussing boundaries and what you're comfortable with. Let's get specific about how consent plays out in real life.
What is she trying to do? What is even... Oh my God, my brain, I can't. What is even the point of all of this? What is even all of the... What... Oh my God. This does not help you. You know what, to be honest with you though, chat, I'm just going to say this. I truthfully don't think that any response from her would have worked. Besides her just saying, I fucked up, I did this, I did that. And her just being honest and admitting to people what she did. Why am I looking at DMs, Ivy? What'd you do? Oh, Jesus. That's too funny, Ivy. So true. Yeah, she's showing how to get victim points. Exactly. Exactly. I genuinely think that even if she were to just come out and say, yeah, I went after Saberspark and all of this, I don't even think that I don't even know. I truthfully don't even think that she would do that. I really don't. Oh, Ivy, can I show chat what you sent me? I'm sure I can, but I just want to ask just in case. I'm so out of the loop right now. Can I? Okay, so the briefest TLDR that I can give you, Jedi, is that this is a woman who had an interaction with, or who briefly dated, if you will. I don't even know if you can call it that, with another creator by the name of Saberspark. This encounter that they had happened back in 2012, 2013. 13 years ago. And she came out along with I love Kim Possible a lot, who was another creator. And Brony Fandom, and a bunch of other stupid ass fucking people came out and said and dropped these allegations against Saberspark. And Emmy was at the time, the anonymous source or the anonymous person that had this interaction with Saber. Turned out that everything that pretty much that Emmy Kate said about this, and pretty much everyone that reported on this, including the people that I just mentioned, everything was false. Everybody was being vindictive against Saberspark for no fucking reason. Emmy holds grudges. And you want to know why? Because she got fucking turned down. She got turned down. She got led on, quote unquote, which some people, we talked about a minute ago, some people think that that's, obviously not cool, which, okay, fine. But he led her on. He tried to let her down somewhat, okay, you know what? No, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He tried to ghost her. He did. And even he will admit that. Now, was that the best thing to do? No. But given the current circumstances as to how this woman was, I can't say that I blame him. I really can't. Bit of a hot take there, maybe. I don't know. But I legitimately don't blame him. Yeah, I saw that too, Nintendo Mail. Wookie. But yeah, so there's other things and other points of the story that are along with this too, Jedi, that, again, more context will probably be given at some point, but yeah, so that's the briefest TLDR that I can give you for the time being.
There's a lot of things that look like consent or indicate interest. Even having someone naked.
Oh, hold on. Let me show you what Ivy sent. I'm sorry. Let me pull that up before I forget. I don't even know if I want to finish this, but I guess we gotta. Hold on. Let me forward this to. See if I can do it that way. I'll just do this. It's a lot easier. I'll just clip it. 1 second. Yeah, this is what Ivy said. I just clipped it so that way it'd be easier. Yeah. Me when this bitch stops talking and it's a picture of Diesel. Damn, Diesel. No, I'm kidding. But yeah. Oh, yeah, and the pregnancy test stuff, too. Oh, God, there's so fucking much. There's so much to this, chat. So much. And I know, and again, I know that there is. I know. But there's a lot. And we'll get to that point at some point, hopefully. So, yeah, the pregnancy stuff, or the pregnancy stuff where she refused to take a test and, wanted to wait until they saw each other at the next con and all this other shit. Like, bro. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, alright. Back to the video.
Naked in a room with you is not consent. Consent should be clearly and freely communicated. A verbal and affirmative expression of consent can help both you and your partner to understand and respect each other's boundaries. Unfortunately, I didn't experience any discussion of what either of us wanted out of our...
What, Ivy? What's up? Do I need to go back a little bit? Here. Is that where you want me to go back to? What's the matter? Did she just say being naked in a room with them is not consent? Oh,
respect each other's boundaries. Unfortunately, I didn't experience any discussion of what either of us wanted out of our encounter, or even if I felt comfortable in the situation. I wasn't even the one to willingly take my own clothes off. He claims we had discussions of this prior to the event, but provides no proof of this. Consent cannot be given by...
She did. She did. Yes. In not so many words, fuck Ivy, yes. She literally did. Are you fucking kidding me? This bitch is nuts. Ivy, I'm right there with you.
By individuals who are underage, intoxicated, or incapacitated by drugs or alcohol, or asleep or unconscious. If someone agrees to an activity under...
Well, Sharon, that's a good question. How is just being naked in the same room consent? Because of the situation in regards to this particular story with Emmy and Saber, she will even say, and she has said in the past, and I don't know what all of you've caught of this or not, but that it was, everything that they did was consensual. Everything. And including the messages prove it, and everything in between and, she is now going back, or was going back on it because she got turned down. No, she's not saying that she was drugged. No. She's not saying that at all. No. If she has tried to say that, I have not caught that in any way, and I have not caught that, but no. I don't think that that's what she's trying to say. She hasn't even said that, she was drunk or she was under the influence of anything. She's never said any of that. But that's the problem. Hey, Des, what's up? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, that's what the issue is here. Again, I understand that in other situations that it can be a bit different, but that's not what this is about here. Does that make sense, Sharon? I hope it does.
Under pressure of intimidation or threat that isn't considered consent because it was not freely given. Unequal power dynamics such as engaging in sexual activity with a student or employee also means that consent cannot be freely given. When you're engaging in sexual activity, consent is about communication, and it should happen every time for every type of intimate activity. Consenting to one activity one time does not mean someone gives consent for other activities or for the same...
Okay. No, that's all right, Sharon. Don't worry about it. But no, I get it. That's why, and again, Chad, I know how convoluted to a certain degree how all of this is. But let's get to this part right here. No, I can't. Oh my God. No shit, Sherlock Holmes. Like, seriously?
Activity on other occasions. For example, agreeing to kiss someone doesn't give that person permission to remove your clothes. Having sex...
What? But that's not... Oh my God. That is not what happened. Again. Okay. Emmy, let me just say this right here, right now. If there was proof where you specifically told him outright, I do not want any of this to happen. I do not consent. I'm done. And if he would have continued with it and continued to be pestering you or harassing you or whatever, then that would be 100% different. We would all have your back, and Saber Spark would be, criticized and ridiculed depending on what was said in there. I don't fucking know. But none of that is in there. There is zero proof that you said that you did not say no. Again, and this was 12, 13 fucking years ago. And you're just now coming out. That still literally boggles my mind, chat, that it took 12, 13 years for these allegations to come out. I don't get it. Exactly, and Saber spent money to prove that she's lying, 100%. And that's why I said in the beginning that, now, did he have to do any of that? No. Because I think that people would have eventually caught on, and they would have eventually done the research and things like that, and they would have found out that she was not being very truthful. But I gotta give credit where credit is due. That he actually spent the money, even though probably, I don't even know how much it was. I think somebody mentioned it was like over $1,000 or something, to clear his name. And you know what? All power to him. Seriously. Yeah. And with her history of manipulation and her wanting to try to stay anonymous after a while, and how everybody found out that it was her because of the Dropbox document that was made, and it was attached to her name. Fucking idiot. Yeah, that's really wanting to stay anonymous. It would have, Chad, I could be wrong here, but just based upon what I've gathered of all of this, I can almost guarantee you it would have been found out about her at some point. She would have been found out. Whether she would have stayed anonymous this entire time, which I don't know if it could have happened or not, but eventually she would have been found out. It would have been found out about that it was her. With how dangerous this emu is, no wonder Australia lost to one of them. Oh my god. Oh, jeez.
With someone in the past doesn't give that person permission to have sex with you again in the future. It's important to discuss boundaries and expectations with your partner prior to engaging in any sexual behavior. Asking permission before you change the type or degree of sexual activity with phrases like, "Is this okay?" Confirming.
What is the point of all of this? This right here is 100% pointless. You are legitimately, I'm trying to think of how to put this. You are trying to over-explain this and just, oh my god. This part right here is 100% pointless.
That there is reciprocal interest before initiating any physical touch.
Okay, I just thought of what I was going to say, Chad. I'm sorry. You are twisting the narrative to fit your fucking narrative. You are using definitions of enthusiastic consent and examples of what enthusiastic consent can be. No. You are twisting the narrative to fit yours. No wonder why you got ridiculed and why you got questioned and everything else in between. Thank God no one believed you. I can only imagine, chat, if she would have came out with this 12, 13 years ago, what the reaction would be. Thank you, Sharon. That's exactly what she's trying to do. It sounds like she's claiming she retracted consent after, but you can't after the full act. You can regret it, but it's unfair to do something like that. Facts. That is exactly what she's trying to do, Sharon. You got it. You hit the nail on the head. And she's coming up with these definitions as to what this... Ma'am, just stop.
Are you comfortable with this? Letting your partner know that you can stop at any time, periodically checking in with your partner, such as asking, "Is this still okay?" Providing positive feedback when you're comfortable with an activity, explicitly agreeing to certain activities either by saying yes or another affirmative statement like, "I'm open to trying," using physical cues to let the other person know you're comfortable taking things to the next level. Consent does not look like this. Refusing to acknowledge no, a partner who is disengaged, non-responsive, or visibly upset by the interactions, assuming that wearing certain clothes, flirting, or kissing is an invitation for anything further. There are random moments where he tries to imply other things we did, such as me leaning on his shoulder, that I feel helps build a stronger connection to the idea that I consented to the sexual interactions, something that does not equate to consent.
Okay. For those of you who do not know, let me fill you in on what this part is about. Okay? This is coming from Saberspark. Saberspark, again, in his conversation with Beckett, told him that yes, when they were downstairs, they were in this hotel at a con. They were down on the lower level. right? And they were together. This was after she had given him the pregnancy scare. Okay? Because she told him sometime before, don't know when exactly, sometime before, that she had missed her period. Right? And so he had been trying beforehand to get her to take a pregnancy test. She wouldn't do it, or she didn't feel like it was the right time, or whatever stupid excuse she tried to use at the time. And they were going to wait until they actually saw each other. Right? At least that's what was, I guess, agreed upon, whatever you want to call it. They saw each other, they met up, they, were being affectionate. She was, he asked her to take the test. She said, no, now's not the right time. Again, not refusing to take the test. And for the most part, essentially. But, Saber thought, well, okay, maybe now is not the right time. He fell hook, line, and sinker for it. And she had his, head on his shoulder, right? They were kind of being affectionate. They started kissing soon after that. And that's when, according to Saber Spark, she led him into one of the bathrooms there. And there you go. Use your imagination as to what they did. Okay? Now, again, I'm not gonna... She gave him head. Alright? I'll just go ahead and fucking say it. She gave him head. I'll just say it. Fuck it. Why not? It's true. Go, and again, you can go back and listen to it during Beckett's interview with him. Right? So, again, you're trying to indicate here that something... Oh my god, you were so fucking stupid. Oh my god, Crash. Toons and humans don't mix. Cool World and Roger Rabbit taught us that. Oh my god. Really? Really? Good lord, I haven't seen either one of those movies in so long.
Stronger connection to the idea that I consented to the sexual interactions.
You're welcome. Again, I didn't know how else to put it because I was trying to be somewhat polite about it, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You guys are gonna find out about it regardless. But yeah, so she gave him head. And the first time around, when they had their first interaction, they were trying to have sex, but he got too nervous and nothing came of it. I'll just leave it at that. Again, and here's my thing too, right? I know people make up a lot of shit about different things that happen online and all this other shit, right? But if I were for him to admit something, again, I'm sure that he's not the only one that has had this happen. Again, it is what it is. Men have it, women have it. It is what it is. But the fact that he admitted that to and was open about it to Beckett shows that he was, trying to be honest. Now, I know that there are people out there that are, that have made up worse or whatever. I know that. But we've covered them quite a bit here on this channel, here and there. But I got to give him credit for him admitting to that interaction. I'm just saying. It hurts a man's ego to have that happen to you, I'm sure. I can only imagine. But I got to give him credit where credit is due. So, yeah, he's admitting some embarrassing stuff. Again, have people made up other things like that too when they turned out that they were lying and all this other shit? Yes, that has happened. But again, situations are different. And again, you can tell in that interview that he had with Beckett that he was very self-conscious and very socially awkward telling this story. And again, He knows how the internet works. At least most people should know how the internet works. And he knew that that was something that he's never going to probably live down. Which is sad, but it's true. So, I mean, and Emmy is definitely one of them that does not know how the internet fucking works, and apparently neither is KP. Or Bonk, or whatever the fuck his name is. Bonk isn't a whole nother fucking story in and of himself. Jesus Christ.
Something that does not equate to consent. Someone being under the legal age of consent as defined by the state, someone being incapacitated because of drugs or alcohol, pressuring someone into sexual activity by using fear or intimidation, and assuming you have permission to engage in sexual acts because you've done it in the past. People get put into a position where they don't feel like they have a choice, and even after the intimate exchange, you feel uncomfortable, like I did, or even feel a deep sense of regret and shame. There is a power dynamic because you don't want to disappoint the content creator you're a fan of because you're an 18-year-old fresh out of high school and don't know how to handle it. Now,
oh my god. Oh, hello, Neon. Random thought of the day, Twix ice cream bars are good. Yes, those are very good. I agree. Okay. But here's the thing with that, though, Miss Emmy, is that you dated a Sonic voice actor, yes, but also you had a kid. By the time that you met Saber and started this relationship, you had a kid. So, you being 18 years old and fresh out of high school and don't know how to handle it, that is full of shit. You are full of shit. Now again, kids do not need to be involved in any of this. I'm not bringing the kid into this. The kid has absolutely 100% nothing to do with any of this story. Nothing. But your narrative right here is a fucking lie. You were freshly 18 out of high school. Bullshit. By the time that you met him, you had a kid. That's just a bold-faced fucking lie.
now I'm going to read from
Ew. Fun fact about Emu Emmy, she claimed that Ryan Drummond would use his Sonic voice while having sex with her. Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, that's gross. The good old freshly 18 excuse. Yeah. Yeah, again, that is a bold-faced lie.
loveisrespect.org. No means no, and even yes means yes, puts the responsibility on one person to resist or accept an activity. Instead of framing consent as a reactive measure in response to a partner's actions, think of consent as a proactive expression of what partners are comfortable with and want to do together. Understanding consent in relationships using this framework.
Falgi does the voice too. Oh, Jesus, Sleek, I'm not reading that. No.
Make sure that everyone is on the same page. Consent means communication every step of the way. Don't just assume your partner is comfortable with actions. It requires a clear and enthusiastic yes, meaning if someone seems unsure, stays silent, doesn't respond, or says maybe, they aren't saying yes.
Okay, so you leading him into the bathroom at this hotel wasn't, you giving consent. You going up to his hotel room at the time, the first interaction, where he was sharing it with a bunch of different other creators at the time of this con. So you going up to his room gladly and doing all of what you did, that wasn't consent. When he, and if I remember this correctly, chat, I'm fairly certain that he even asked you, are you okay? Are you comfortable? Or something along those lines. And she said yes. All I can hear is Charlie yelling, she's pulling his dick out. Oh my God. Oh, you mean Chris? Ivy? I'm more empathetic about her status as a fan and as someone so young. But he was probably pretty young too, and this understanding that you probably shouldn't be. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, no, Sharon, absolutely. Oh, Penguin Zero. Oh, okay. Voice critical, gotcha. Okay, I get you now. But no, I get that. Well, I'm sorry. Back to Sharon's point. Yes, at the time though, when it was 2012, 2013, again, we've talked about this before. Is it something that's out of the ordinary where YouTubers or musicians or actors or whoever who have a who have groupies or whatever, is it of the norm for them to hook up with said people because that's what they do? Yes, to some people it is, I guess. I don't fucking know. We hear stories of it all the time. One example, and another example of a failed Me Too story, if you guys remember this, was back in 2022 when a woman, and I had to go back and remember what her name is, but there was another YouTuber who tried to come out against Dan Avidan, aka Danny Sexbang from NSP and from Game Grumps. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but these allegations were gone within like a blink of an eye because they got disproven right away. That's another example. But what it turned out to be, though, was she was a scorned fan where he did end up hooking up with her and then he ghosted her. Now, was that shitty? Yes, absolutely. Right? But she was of age at the time, and so was he, obviously, and it was very much consensual. Again, the allegations against him didn't last long because it was proven that he didn't do anything wrong. Yes, was he shitty about the situation? Yes. What did you send me, Ivy? Send the clip I was referencing. Okay, hold on. Oh, Jesus Christ. I hear me in the background. Mr. Khuck is watching me right now. He's behind, though. But
out. Let's go! Kiss him! Kiss him!
So what's he gonna do? Oh!
He's pulling his cock out!
I don't know. Wait.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! Out!
This clip is so taken out of context. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's funny, though. Oh, God. Ivy, I swear. Thank you, Ivy. I appreciate it.
During both physical occurrences, I hardly spoke. I was reacting primarily to his cues as he did almost all of the talking leading up to these encounters happening. When he slammed me against the wall and then pulled me...
His dick was out! Oh, that brings back... Yeah, Hi, Nuke. Classic Charlie. What was he even reacting to? I've never seen that before. It all comes full circle. First Charlie, now Chris. Which, by the way, chat, I don't think Chris knows that that $5 clip is him. So, I don't think that he knows that. If he does, he hasn't said anything. But then again, he gets clipped all the time. So, I'm sure that he's not surprised, but...
back down the stairs and into the bathroom, I didn't say anything. If you're caught up in the heat of the moment, here are some ways to get a temperature check before going any further. Are you comfortable? Is this okay? Do you want to slow down? Do you want to go any further? What consent does not look like? Behavior, like dressing a certain way, flirting, or accepting a ride, gift, or drink is not a form of consent. Neither is saying yes or not saying no.
Okay. Literally all you are doing in this small little section here is giving us a vocabulary lesson and a definition lesson when you should be explaining. Oh, God. Bro.
While under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or doing so because you feel pressured or too afraid not to. While yes, I absolutely flirted with him at that time all those years ago, consenting to flirting is not consenting to the actions that would follow later in person. Long after the occurrence already happened, I told Saber the sex was good at some point when asked because I didn't want to make him feel bad. Saber says it himself in his interview that the sex wasn't good.
I did not tell my roommates that me and Emily had plans to hook up at our hotel room. And it was during the convention when most folks were on the con floor where Emily and I both, holding hands, took off to the...
Him lying about us holding hands when this is not what happened. He texted me to come up to his room, However, messages from around the occurrence don't seem to be shared. Okay, yeah, because it didn't fucking happen. Okay, let me ask you this, chat. Let me ask you this. And I think I might know the answer to this question, but I'm just curious. Now that this has came up, I have a question. Even if he did text her and say, hey, come up to the room, would that change anything? Given what we know now, would that really change anything besides that one little difference in the story? Like, what would that matter? I don't understand it. What does that... Okay. Oh, well, she says something else here, too.
Most folks were on the con floor where Emily and I...
Okay, hold on. Sorry, chat. Oh, here we go. No such plans were ever discussed, and he shared no proof of any of this. Yeah, because it was spur of the fucking moment. From the sounds of it anyway, and again, she's leaving out fucking context in this clip. She's leaving out context in this clip.
Hotel room. And it was during the convention when most folks were on the con floor where Emily and I both, holding hands, took off to my room, and we sat down. I was shoot.
Okay, and even I'll say this even too here, chat. Even if his recollection isn't 100% correct, if he is a little off about the details with that, again, what does that fucking matter? What does that matter?
Shooting the breeze with her, talking about YouTube videos and projects and her own podcast and everything. And then it went, just mutually, just filling the vibes of the room to kissing, and then moved to the bed. And that's where we, had intercourse. Though I was not good at it. I was extremely nervous. There was so many things, and it wasn't that she made me nervous. It wasn't her. It was the idea of someone walking into the room, because I was like...
Yeah. And this right here is where he explains it. As to why he was nervous, why all that occurred, everything else. This is where he gets into the awkwardness of the story.
I didn't tell anybody.
This coincides with the statement I shared in the same video where all of this was released, where I talk about my habits of people-pleasing. In another message, you see Saber make...
Yeah, people-pleasing where you, alter your statement and almost entirely, well, I don't want to say entirely, but where you heavily lit KP and Bonk, and I believe maybe even Sophie was involved in this at one point, and Amy, but with KP and specifically, you let her do this. If you're such a people pleaser, then that goes along with what KP did with you, right? You altered your statement for KP, right? So the same can be applied, right? If she is such a people pleaser as she claims to be, wouldn't that same logic apply to what happened with KP then? Just asking.
Making advances on me, calling my cosplay hot. Maybe someone who doesn't know what it's like to be in these types of situations wouldn't notice this, but even here, I respond by just trying to be polite. I also want to address the question I've received often. If you were assaulted, why did you continue to have contact with him? This is a difficult and complex issue, one I've struggled with in other experiences of SA as well. It's incredibly hard to process the emotional weight of being put in a non-consensual situation, especially when the person involved was someone you had complicated feelings for. I liked him. That doesn't always go away immediately after occurrences like that for everyone. On top of that, I found myself blaming myself for what happened for a long time.
Metal Man, you going to hell. She wanted to spark his saber. Jesus Christ. Well, apparently. This was so dumb. Does she, okay, let me ask you this, chat, without giving too much away. Does she address anything that happened with KP? I don't want any spoilers. I just want to know, yes or no, or if it's a complicated answer, just say that. But does she address anything that happens with KP? No? Bro. Are you kidding? Bro. No fucking way. No shot. No. Are you kidding me? This is an hour-long video. What? Yeah, no, it does not apply to her situation at all. Exactly, Sharon. Yeah.
I'm thinking I was to blame because I had flirted with him and indicated I was interested in him. I know now that being flirty with someone doesn't give them license to take advantage of me or weaponize my interest in them. Just graduating school, I didn't really have the experience to navigate what consent looked like and consequentially felt taken advantage of.
Bullshit! Bullshit! Ma'am. Okay. Okay. Couple of things wrong with this here, ma'am. First of all, you had a child, which we've already established. Second of all, you were on Dr. Phil of an episode of his labeled I Want to Be a Teen Mom. Now, I don't know how you became pregnant then. I don't know. I don't want to know. At the end of the day, you had a fucking kid, all right? Don't care what the circumstances were. I hope it was consensual. From the sounds of it, it probably was, considering the fact that you were on a goddamn Dr. Phil episode. But again, I digress. Not the fucking point. You cannot sit there and play naivety when you yourself you're a fucking hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. How can you legitimately say that with a straight fucking face that you had no way of navigating what consent looked like and all this other bullshit? Fuck you. That's no. I am so happy that your bullshit was caught and that no one believed you. Seriously? Yeah, Blue Jay. She was on an episode of Dr. Phil about being a teen mom or wanting to be a teen mom or whatever the hell the episode was. Yeah.
Because of all of this, maintaining contact felt like a way to hold on to some sense of normalcy, even though I couldn't figure out why I had felt so terrible after I had, in theory, had sex with someone who I thought I was interested in. Once confronting someone, especially someone you liked, with something like that, you can't go back from that. It makes the situation feel more real, and that is really hard to process. At that point, you can't deny the severity anymore. And my brain was also so focused on how that would make him feel at the time because I had had a history of people-pleasing and not wanting to cause issues for people, which meant I couldn't act on my conflicted feelings towards him. I also want to share this resource that goes over misconceptions regarding behaviors of those who are put in these situations. There is even a really wonderful page that talks about helping understand your responses after the encounter. It goes through misconceptions regarding survivor behaviors after an assault, such as staying in contact with the perpetrator. What I think people hearing my experience have failed to realize is that you can have a sexual encounter with someone, feel taken advantage of, and still want to treat that someone like a human being. Not
Okay, so then the same would be applied to Saber with you, right? Because that's what Saber was trying to do. Saber even says, somewhat of his, in his interview with Beckett, that he was still willing to be friendly with you, that he was still willing to talk with you, even though he wasn't sure about the whole, sexual aspect of things or taking it to a relationship aspect of things. He still wanted to be friendly with you. And he even kind of indicated that, that's how he wanted it to be. So the same could be applied to him, right?
His dick was out!
Metalman87 super chatted $5. Using Saber's cartoon avatar makes this very hard to take seriously.
Very true. Thank you, Metal Man, for the 5. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, but again, am I wrong, chat? Could the same be applied to Saber with her about wanting to stay friendly and wanting to, just not... Because, again, as he put it, he knew that they interacted with pretty much the same group of people to a certain degree, and he wanted to keep the peace. Oh, God fucking forbid. God fucking forbid that this man wanted to just live in peace after your crazy ass. Excuse the hell out of him. And then have, years later, have his entire world get flipped. I cannot even begin to imagine. I can't. It's It's asinine to me.
Not every person handles these situations the same way, and there is always an expectation placed on them to immediately react in a particular way, think to document everything, and then drag the other person into the
Okay, yeah, to document everything. Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? Okay, if you're that worried about it, Emmy, where are your text messages? If you have proof to show otherwise, feel free, go right ahead. Go ahead. You don't, though. That's the thing. You have yet to prove that you have yet to prove any, or to disprove any of this. Oh my god, Wookie, I think Nintendo Mail can fix her, bro. I'll say this, and this is not a slight in any way, shape, or form. I'll say this, Nintendo Mail can teach her what being a gentleman, because Nintendo Mail will show what a gentleman looks like and acts like. At least I hope he would anyway. Because let's be honest, Nintendo Mail's a lot of things, but he at least shows that he's polite. I'm just saying. Jesus Sabers Texas proof in this video. Like, I know, it's 100% dumb. It is. It is. Don't put that curse on anyone. That's funny. But yeah, it's, again, you're not contradicting anything here. You've had months and months and months to show your side of things. To show a different narrative. Again, if you have it, Emmy, fucking drop it. Okay, Abyssal. Then there's me, who people are shocked when I say that I have a wife. I'm not surprised that you have a wife. Why are people shocked that you have a wife? What? I can be at times as long as you're nice. Well, Nintendo Mail, you have always been very respectful to me. I'll say that. Yeah, you're a bit of a butthead at times, but I mean, what else is new? You're a cunt. You are not a cunt, Ivy. Although if you're loud and proud about it, then by all means, but that's yeah, that's just called being reasonable. I agree.
town square for public execution immediately after it happens. Not only was I caught up in people-pleasing, which meant I didn't want to readily disappoint anyone, but how I treat people is a statement on me, not a statement on Saber's guilt or lack thereof. You can even see in the messages themselves my habit of people-pleasing, where I literally
No.
offer to change my own social media habits to please him. Of course I can.
Oh my god, chat, we're only 15 minutes into this god-awful video, and all I am hearing is just fucking looping. That's all I am hearing.
Continue to be friendly with him, and didn't know how to navigate the fact that I felt taken advantage of because of our power imbalance and because I liked him. I really didn't know how to navigate that, but as time went on, I was better able to put my feelings into words and realize that these were not normal physical interactions. To me, it felt so much easier just shoving those feelings down as hard as I could, and just trying to continue our friendship as normal made it easier to not confront outright, apart from just telling a friend or two. It became easier to confront later on once our relationship began to really fade and I was given a comfortable space to process everything. If you read my messages later as the relationship between us began to crumble, you can even see me beginning to confront him.
Yeah, I'm getting the general consensus of this. That this is just her fucking looping over some bullshit.
With at least some of my complicated feelings, just not all of them. Then to my horror, I learned that on top of all of this years later, he was also defending a friend of his who has accusations of his own through being inappropriate with minors, and the two of them would joke about convention consent at public events.
You gotta give some consent if you know what I mean.
Oh. Need some practice if you know what I mean?
All right.
For the record, I don't need consent if you know what I mean.
That's not getting canceled, but you know what I mean.
He even uses his
No
initial
way!
response to
When? Tonight? She came back into his chat? No! Oh, wait, yeah, because he's talking about Brad. Of course. Of course. That does not surprise me in the fucking slightest. Wow. Oh yeah, because is he covering the June the King vid on him? I'm assuming so. That's why she brought this up years later. Yeah, exactly. This makes no god. Oh god, this is so dumb. Chat, I don't know if I want to watch this whole thing. I really don't. One's in the chat if I should watch this whole thing or if we should just move on to KP's video. Please tell me we can move on to KP's video. Or do you all want to fucking torture me and make me watch the rest of this? One's in the chat if you want me to finish. Two's if you don't. She came in when we were talking about someone getting a Superman peen. Excuse me, what? Let's go to KP. Okay. Whew. Okay, thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. I appreciate it. Yeah, I can't. This is all just... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I want to see what this part is, though. Hold on. Give me a second. I want to hear what she has to say about this. Hold on. Let me back up a minute.
This being seen is proof enough of a discrepancy that renders my entire experience fake somehow. Meanwhile, Saber gets the timeline wrong in his interview where he talks about ghosting me for months despite having the text messages in front of him. This is something that was called out by the interviewer, but shows that he too has inconsistencies in his own timeline.
So if this was...
Again, yes, they have... Oh my god. He had some inconsistencies in his story, sure. Because again, this happened 12, 13 years ago. But that does not disprove everything that he said. Everything that he talked about and everything that he has shown evidence-wise. That does not disprove his entire goddamn story. Yes, even, and why don't you say the man's name, Emmy? Just say fucking Beckett, not the interviewer. It's Beckett. Say fucking Beckett. Anyway. Yeah, and Beckett does say something about that when he was explaining it, but then, again, Saber's like, oh, my bad, I was misremembering, or whatever he says. Again, that does not disprove everything that happened. Beckett has crabs. Yes, he does have crabs. Or he loves crabs. I don't know. Drink water? I'm trying, Yen. I got some right here. Sorry, is my voice starting to go out? I apologize. had some allergies come up over the last couple of days. Sorry.
I mean, you say you pulled away from her for the next few months, but I mean...
And yes, Fauci was there at least from what I'm gathering anyway. Fauci was there for a good chunk of the interview, yeah.
Because I've seen your DMs with her.
Yep.
So if you pulled away from her, I mean, it wouldn't be for months, Saber.
Not months, I would say. I mean, I'd say November. No, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm getting my the increments wrong. But I would say for the rest of November, we'd still text, but I was a lot more reclusive of replying. A lot, not nearly as enthusiastically, communicative. I would say. I was
Looks like he's screaming at Saber. Oh, Fauci's. Yeah, it does. It so does. I never noticed that until just now. Oh, that's funny. Oh, yeah, it sure does. His inconsistencies are more excusable because it was 12 or 13 years ago. Also, I want a seafood crab boil, but can't afford it. Ooh, that does sound good. Here's a better question. She wanted to be a teen mom, and yet you don't know how to be a parent. Why bother becoming one if you don't know the fucking... Well, I mean... I don't know, Nintendo Mail. I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's so fucking dumb.
I was pulling back a bit, and also it was Christmas time too. We were getting close into the year, and also me working on my documentary Paleo, and I was focusing on that. So just didn't really have much time. I didn't talk to her as much. But we still talked. We still talk to each other, just not as much.
This all happened 13 years ago.
Okay, yeah, we need to move on. Yeah, this is just dumb. Is there anything else? Clearing up misunderstandings. Okay, let's see what this one's about.
When these kinds of things are shared online, people often feel they need to pick apart testimonials without evidence because there's nothing else to go off of. Which I think is a fair thing to conclude, but in many of these situations, these misconceptions bleed into how the accuser is treated. Really, it's hard for anyone to win in these situations because everyone feels the need to take a side or try to come to someone's defense.
Okay, yeah, I'm done. Nope. Yeah, we're done. We're done, chat. I can't anymore. Yeah, no, I'm good. I was just morbidly curious as to what that was going to be about, but yeah, I figured that it was going to be a bunch of nonsense. Okie dokie, Smokey. So, god damn it, why is my shirt being stupid? Okay, anyway. Alright, now, let's get into the more recent stuff here, chat. Now, this is KP's video that she dropped. When did she drop this? She dropped this about a week ago. A little less than a week ago. This is a 10-minute response to the criticism that she got months ago. You don't want to get to the part where she had the cops at her door? Should we watch that part? Are you kidding me, Yen? No, I did not. Bruh. Do I want to see the part where she had the cops at her door? Is that relevant at all? Or is it just funny? Or what's that about? Hi, Edgar Allan Ho. It's pointless. Okay, fine, fair. Okay. I didn't know if just from what Jack was saying, I wasn't sure, so. Hi, Spotweiler. How are you? More Khuck rage inbound. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, I'm scared. All right. Again, chat. This, from what I hear, is really bad. What's up, Jonesies? How are you? Oh, gotcha. Fair enough, Jack. Okay. All right. One's in the chat if you're ready to watch this. I'm scared. Jet, I have not seen any of this, so yeah. I've heard that it's bad, though. By the way, while you guys are doing this, for those of you who are just joining us in with Spotweiler and Jonesies and Edgar Allan Ho, I fucking love your name. If you're just joining, we're obviously going over the most recent KP stuff. We did talk about Beckett's first video that he did on KP and about Saber Sparks' video that he also did. And now we're moving on. We attempted to try to watch Emmy's video on her response. Could not get through it. Now we're moving on to KP. Or of the more recent stuff. And also, just a quick heads up that we currently have the goal up. We're 4 out of 5. Let's get Channel Fund and get Mr. Khuck either out of the dryer or in the dryer, depending on your point of view. And we have lots of different streams that we've got covered for you guys this week, which I'm very excited for. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, shameless plug done. Do I have a drink? Yes. Do I have the mental fortitude for this? No. Fair. Very fair.
Including grooming, power dynamics, and online harassment. Viewer discretion is advised. 18 plus content warning. Do not harass anyone discussed in this video. Hi everyone, welcome to the video. For those who don't know me, I'm the YouTuber I Love Kim Possible-Lot, which is a very long name, but I'm known as KP on online spaces. I mostly do Disney and cartoon and media analysis, but we aren't here for that today. Today we're here to talk about another video I did recently that didn't go over so well.
Yeah.
The video was
That's what I was thinking too. Like, ooh. Yeah, in her interview that she had with Beckett, it wasn't that bad, but yeah, in the interview that she had with Beckett, she was, yeah. She was annoying there too, a little bit.
Intended to be a conversation about problematic behaviors in online spaces, community safety, especially concerning children, and my own experiences regarding certain YouTubers and content creators named in this video. However, even the best of intentions can go awry, and it's safe to say that mine certainly did, causing unintended...
The best of intentions can go awry? Is that what you... Really? Really? Yeah, exactly, Abyssal. The tone is severely off. Yeah, it's just like with her first fucking video. God, her first video was... I remember watching some of that, chat. I couldn't. I remember, I think I got like halfway through, and I was like, this is... Oh my god. This is so bad.
Harm and confusion in a situation where clarity and resources are paramount. The video in question went live on my channel in May earlier this year, being removed within hours of upload since I understood the message did not come off as what I intended.
As what you intended? Bro. Here's my question. And I'm just curious about this, chat, and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to answer me this. And this is something that I asked, Ant, is that what you guys called him? This is what I asked him earlier. How and why did she get this story? And I think that what Ant said in his response makes sense. Because he gave a little bit more of a, in-depth, in-depth analysis, I guess you could say. But, and I don't know what her video was like about this, but apparently, and we'll get into it, he thinks, and I kind of agree with him, that because of the Lily Orchard video that she did, I guess, that's why she got this story and she ran with it. I don't fucking know. That's his guess, and I guess that would make sense. Most of you would probably know about that more than I do. But again, I still don't understand how and why she did this. She's high? She's like Casey Tron 42 No. I don't know if that makes it worse or better. Oh, that's still not good.
I haven't yet spoken on the issue publicly, choosing to take time and space to be able to address legitimate concerns of the video with a clear head and level emotions. For those of you who still have no idea what I'm talking about, earlier this year I released a video about the online actions of DA Games associates Chris Deficianados and Will Ryan, another YouTuber named Steven or Saberspark, and the association between them that creates a danger.
Okay. Now this, I will say this, chat. I tried. Yay!
His dick was out!
Metalman87 super chatted $5. Fine, have your goals. Free.
Thank you, Metal Man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And Abyssal, I don't know. Thank you, chat. Woohoo! We hit the goal. Yay! Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's do... Oh, wait. Hold on. While we're doing that, there you go. There you go, chat. You know what that means. Okay, there we go. There you go. Thank you again, chat. Greatly appreciate you. Hi, Reese. I did get the video off the screen. I'm showing the goal. Spin the Khuck, true. There you go. Chat. Yes, fire animation as always. I love this too fucking much. Love it. Alright, before we go back, let me get off that screen. There we go. Alright. Now, as I was getting ready to say, before we hit that goal, thank you again, Metal Man, I attempted to try to understand to a certain degree and this was from me watching her first video, as to how Saberspark was related to any of that. And it turns out that I don't remember exactly, but didn't Saber hire or have one of the people of DA Games like on his payroll or something? And that's how she got him. I don't know. I remember they were linked in that regard somehow, I think. Again, I could be misremembering. Ooh. See, Reese, we didn't get a chance to watch that earlier because we were getting into the KP stuff because it's a lot. I'm saving that for tomorrow. Teehee. Teehee. And to, give Burn a little bit of time to pay up. See if he does or not. I doubt it. Oh, I'm sure I will. Okay, yes, Chris was an editor for Saber. Okay. And that's when... Okay, yeah, so I tried to, again, wrap my head around this initially when it was first coming out, but I just couldn't, Chad. It was too fucking much.
As well as third-party testimony of additional interactions with Steven. The third-party testimony includes accusations of SA from a person named Emily, accusations I platformed on a video that in hindsight wasn't suited for testimony that heavy. Some other notable issues that were pointed out about my video was the tone.
Okay.
The general consensus was that the tone throughout the video was jokey and that I came across as making light of some serious accusations and
Well, you did. Your video was, from what I remember of it, was one of the worst videos I think that I have seen in a very, very long time. Your video seriously included movie clips, animation clips, and things like that when you were talking about a goddamn essay story. Sleek, leave her alone. You leave Emily alone. This Emily, Kangalop Emily, you leave her alone. She's a protected class. Kangalop is a protected class. Sir. Anyway. Yes, you are innocent, Kangalop. I agree. Listen, not all Emilys are bad, alright? Yeah, she was, legitimately, light joking about that video. It was one of the worst videos I think that I have ever attempted to try to get through and ever see. Right? I'm sure that there's probably been worse out there, not gonna lie, but still. It was really, really bad. Yeah, okay. Let's see what else she has to say, chat.
Conversations, as well as my social media postings leading up to the release of the video. My postings came across as bragging, clout chasing, and once again, that I was making light of a serious situation. I'd like to firstly apologize for anyone who was hurt by my tone, both throughout the video and on my socials. My joking and memeing was contained to my own experiences as I deal with my own trauma that way. I make...
Okay. That's still not an excuse. I mean, okay, yeah, it's one thing to try to move on from oh god. I'm trying to think of how to say this. Okay, here we go. This is not anything, related to... Okay, this is a trauma thing. Okay, I've talked about this before. And again, I'm only talking about it because I'm trying to, give an example of something. Okay? If you guys were here last stream, you guys found out that Cool Anime Girls and Wookie did a bit of a trolling. They went and commented on the Hibbity church video that they love to watch at times, praying for Katie's baby and Vincent's baby. Okay? And by that they meant me, right? Or they told me that it was about me. Now, they forgot, and again, it's fine, I don't blame them. They forgot that I can't have kids anymore. And the reason why is because, again, talked about this before, that I had to have a hysterectomy 3 years ago because of cancer, all that other shit, right? at the time, was it very traumatic for me? Abso-fucking-lutely. Later on, have I made jokes about it? Have I tried to be a little bit more lighthearted about things like that? Because again, what else am I gonna fucking do? Yes. Yes. But when it comes, and I'm sorry, there's a little bit of a difference. When it comes to having a traumatic event, yes, having cancer and things of that nature is extremely traumatic. Don't get me wrong. But there's a little bit of a difference with that compared to SA. There's some differences there, right? I mean, either way, again, it's still, whether you deal with that trauma in a joking way or whatever, okay, I guess, but not about someone else's experience. And not about someone else who is reporting a serious issue. Right? You can, I guess you can make the argument that women or men can do that if they want to because it's a trauma response. And I have heard of different situations like that, unfortunately. Okay? But when you are reporting on someone else's story about SA, I don't think that you want to make jokes about that. That's not something that you would ever do. Maybe if this, and again, as it's been pointed out, this was way outside of her fucking realm. And again, chat, and I've said this a million times before, when it comes to stories like this, you have to be extremely careful. You do. That is why and again, as Lio pointed out in the video, in the first video, that you go to the police. You don't go to a YouTuber, you go to the fucking police. If you legitimately feel that you know someone or you're being told about someone going through shit like that, you go to the police. End of discussion. You do not go to a YouTuber.
Dark jokes and make light of my own situations. Something I didn't realize was not universal and might come off as if the tone pertained to anyone's experiences that weren't my own. And
How did you not know that was universal? How? That makes no sense. And again, as it's been revealed, you're a trust fund woman or whatever, trust fund baby, okay? But that still doesn't excuse any of this.
I do want people to understand that it was directed at my own experiences, but I'm sorry that it didn't translate properly. Another thing I'd like to personally address is Courtney Pete and her treatment of another CSA.
Okay, so this is where it gets interesting, chat, and I know that Beckett is live talking about this woman right now because this woman is fucking unhinged from what I've seen. Jesus Christ. So for those of you who do not know, and most of you do, Courtney is the sister of Lily Orchard. She was SA'd by Lily, and that much I know, and that's absolutely horrific. But what Courtney has done since has really caused major problems. And again, I haven't really looked into it too much with her because, again, that's a whole fucking mess in and of itself from what I gather, but that's the general consensus, of her. So, I know that there's more. I'm sure that there's more. Maybe at one point we can get to it I don't know if it'll ever happen. Maybe if we can, sometime next week, we can maybe do a little bit more background into her. Possibly, but for the sake of time and for the sake of my sanity, that's just the brief TLDR about her for those that don't know. And again, like I said, chat, I'm sure that there's more context to it than that, but that's what I know. So,
survivor in the live chat of the video premiere. I've spoken to both Courtney and the affected individual, apologize on Courtney's behalf, and going forward, since she doesn't want to apologize herself, I'm cutting public ties with her.
Okay, so she says here that she's cutting public ties. Yeah, from what I understand, she hasn't. That much I know, I think, at least. I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. But yeah, there's a bit of a contradiction with that statement. Yeah, Kevin, he did it the other night. He's doing it again tonight. And again, like I said, I know that Courtney is a very troubled person. I'm sure that what happened to her is absolutely horrific. I have no doubt of that at all. But, oh, she cut public, not private ties. Ah. Yeah, that's dumb.
While I can't control the actions of another grown individual, I can control how and if she is associated with my work and channel. Now I'd like to take some time to go over my original intentions of the video, the conversation I wanted to start and the messages that fell short. Steven, or Saberspark, employs an editor by the name of Chris, who owns a Discord server. Chris is also employed by Will, who owns the DA Games Discord server. There are a lot of names to keep track of, I know. Will has a passive posting pornographic, racist, incestuous, and anti-Semitic content.
Oh my god!
In both his and Chris's servers. His own server, the...
Okay, ma'am. Oh, God. What is with people not censoring out enough shit? Seriously?
The DA Game server having children as young as 11, maybe younger.
What? I'm sorry, Satan's gay cat. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. What? Bro.
With access to these posts. Not only do children as young as 11 have access to this content, but there are also children as young as 12 given mod status. The same...
Wait, what?
Have access to this content, but there are also children as young as 12...
Wait a minute, hold on. Also, you should read her Twitter from today. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yen, do you want to send that to me? I'd appreciate it. You can DM it to me and I'll get it pulled up. Okay, what proof? Oh, God. This just shows a screenshot. It doesn't show anything else. It doesn't show the name. It doesn't show a timestamp. It doesn't show a date. It doesn't show anything. What is this supposed to fucking prove? Dude! Are these... Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Were these accusations about Chris and Will, I guess is their names, having minors in their Discord, was that something that got brought up before? Because if it was, I missed that. But then again, back when all of this was first going on, chat, I didn't know all of which one was which at the time. Yeah, DA Games is fucked, but KP ruined it. All the witnesses left the internet, and Will got off scot-free because of her. Oh. Oh, I see. So because the person was shitposting what looked like people joking over the ages, they were probably doing this because they knew it was some dented KP app. I see. Well, good job there, KP. Congratulations.
Given mod status. The same server also has a man accused of and arrested of child grooming. This is Will's own views on how children should be interacted with online, with some 12-year-olds are more mature that...
Brain broke trying to even say this out loud, bro.
some 40-year-olds. I'd like to point out that this is groomer.
Are you kidding me? You went to go try and find KP's... Bro. Someone will yell at me! No. No, Abyssal. No, no. Disavow, disavow, disavow. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. What did she... Oh, this is Courtney's Twitter. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah,
mentality. This is the same sort of language used to make a child feel special and grown up when receiving inappropriate attention from grown people online or off. Not to mention that Discord's own terms of service state that the users must be 13 to even be on the platform, terms Will and Chris seem to be happy to help children break. How and why does this pertain to Steven? Well, frankly, I see an issue with the content creator employing someone who directly contributes to inappropriate interactions with children online by providing a space where it's normalized, welcome, and defended. I see an even bigger...
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so this is from 2023. You did payment should be inbound here soon, but I wanted to run a question by you. I had someone approach me here on Discord with a matter that allegedly involved you and KP and some deviant behavior that apparently you bragged about. I don't take these things lightly with the people I work with, but I also don't want to automatically believe a potential rumor. Is there any validity to these claims? That's something I need to know about with the people I employ. I hope you see where I'm coming from with this question. KP and I resolved that issue a few days ago, actually. Okay, so everything is okay then, if you don't mind me asking. Not that it's not my business to know details, but just making sure all is good and on the level with the people who work with me and the team. Everything's fine now, yes. It was resolved amicable. She wouldn't want me to divulge anything if that's all right. Her privacy is important. Understood, just doing my part to be vigilant with my own people. Glad you all are resolved, leaving it at that. Much appreciated. Okay. So he was asking, and this is Chris, not Will. Again, I don't fucking know anymore. But again, this is him asking if the rumors are true. And Chris is saying no. Hi, Leo. And Chris is saying no. Now, from what I'm gathering, that was a lie? Question mark? But... Saber didn't even know what was going on in DA games. KP only told Saber about SA joke. Aha! I see. Okay. So from what again, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I'm gathering, Chris lied to Saberspark. At least that's what I don't know. I could be mislooking at this, and if I am, please tell me. But that's what it, from what, was said a minute ago, that's what I'm gathering.
Online by providing a space where it's normalized, welcome, and defended. I see an even bigger issue when that content creator has a history of posturing himself against child predators as being the voice that calls them out, but is fine to employ people who do this very thing he himself has condemned in the past.
What?
And it isn't as if Steven has no idea that this was going on under his nose. I myself had reached out to him directly and through at least 2 different people to look into the issue and do something about it. Despite my repeated efforts to bring this issue...
Saberspark, I sent you an email on Monday. This was from January of 2025. Let me know if Steven will take this seriously at all. We can go from there. No. If he's going to take action or not, that's it. Okay, found KP's account finally. She mass deleted a lot of her tweets, and the only ones left are the recent response video link and some tweets for 2022. Okay. 3 years of tweets are gone. Shocker there. Color me shocked. This was from November 2024. I contacted Saber through some friends in common. Never heard about an official firing, though. This is from Saber. I was never contacted by any friend of yours, nor did you ever make any attempt to reach out to me on your behalf. Via Twitter, email, or anywhere else. You are omitting so much information right now, but I'll provide some here in a sec under your original post. Bruh. all this about the SA joke that made oh my fucking god. Time to nuke the timeline, bro. I hate it when people do that, seriously. I understand, like, wanting to, again, you can use your Twitter and your YouTube how you see fit. Or your Discord, too, I'll say that. Any social media platform, you can use it to however you see fit. Hi, Teddy. But, I'm sorry, but if you delete a bunch of things, especially 3 years worth of tweets, if you delete all of them, all of those in a 3-year time span, that's not good. That's not good. That does not help you. I wouldn't think anyway, especially with different accusations like this. I would not think that that would help. Yeah. Listen, I've deleted a couple of things here and there of different tweets that, I think I've only deleted like a couple that I can think of off the top of my head. But again, I don't really tweet that often to begin with anyway. The only times that I really tweet, honestly, chat, is if I'm posting a picture or if I'm tweeting out about streams. That's it. That's really legitimately the only time that I ever tweet. I check Twitter on occasion, but that's the only thing that I really use Twitter for, is for the channel. That's it.
Due to his attention, Steven never spoke to me or commented on the issue. Meanwhile, he was supposedly talking to someone else about the same issue with third party, not to mention the fact that Chris himself
Daddy, I delete tweets all the time only to keep people guessing. That's fair, Teddy.
Has admitted to and bragged about a little sex crime that Steven brushed off as a sex joke. It should also be noted that in all of Steven's responses to the allegations, he has still not spoken on, condemned, or cut ties with Chris, Will, or Dia Games. And once again, for someone who not very long ago had plenty to say on whether Gabriel Brown was or wasn't a groomer, that child predation online is terrible, and he himself has been abused as a child, it seems odd that he has nothing to say about his own employees' child predation, even to condemn it.
Oh, dear God in heaven. Are you kidding me? That's very true, Metal Man. Things are never boring with Teddy. That's very true. Yes. Oh, my God. Wow. Here. Oh, my God.
Let alone him excusing masturbation onto a stranger's clothes. A buyer has...
Oh, yes. Okay. So, oh God, I forgot about this. I wanted to forget about this. Okay, so for those of you who do not know about that part right there, long story short, Chris or Will, one of the two, made a joke about having a tribute made, if you will, in KP's clothes. That's all I will say, and because even that makes me grossed out even saying that. So, he didn't brush it off. He asked Chris what happened, and Chris told him the truth. KP forgave him, and it was over with. Nope, KP wanted blood. True. Yeah, KP makes it out like it was real. Yeah, she still does. It was a joke. Now, was it something that is a normal joke to say? No. Is it a cringy-ass joke? Yes. But it was still a joke nonetheless, and KP sounds like a superhero dog? True. I've said... Yeah, that's probably true. Sleek, I probably have said worse. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. I probably have said worse. But yeah, just again, I don't want to say... Just the thought of what he was joking about just makes me want to throw up. But yeah, no, I don't disagree with you there.
And sexual harassment as a joke. And now on to Emily. In regards to Emily's testimony and accusations against Steven, she has released her own video that will be linked in the comments, and I encourage people to go watch it and hear her story from her own mouth. While I don't regret believing someone, I do understand that I wasn't the best equipped to be the person breaking a story like that.
No, you don't say.
To the public for the first time. When it came to other people's coverage of the situation, whether or not they had spoken to me in person, a lot of my intent with the video and what I chose to platform in it was assumed. Concerns to me that are still much legitimate were and continue to be brushed off as clout chasing or jealous woman scorn mentality. People who have never spoken to me or heard my side of anything spoke with absolute authority on my intentions and desires, and people who did speak to me in person painted our conversations in a different light when presenting them to our own respective.
Really? Really? So everyone that covered you, yeah, a rare moment of self-awareness. Yeah, so really, so everyone that talked about you and everyone that you did interviews with, they were painting what you had to say in a different light. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Victim mentality right there. Oh my God, bro. Yeah, because everyone that you talked to, including Beckett, including Lazy, Bedhead, all of them, they were just painting a narrative. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Again, not taking fucking accountability.
Audiences. This led to a good number of people speaking down to me, harassing me, and sending me death threats largely based on the assumption that I was a bitter, jealous, stupid woman targeting an innocent, successful.
You are a bitter, jealous, stupid woman. You are. Now, again, if you were getting harassment or anything like that, then I highly, highly disavow that. But still, you are a bitter, stupid woman.
Intelligent man for the sin of not dating me. To which I'd like...
That's... Yeah. Pretty much what that boils down to, chat.
To respond by saying, Steven, I'm just not that into you. The same brush was used to paint over Emily's accusations and intentions, with even less people speaking to Emily herself. More can be learned about her experiences in the video linked below. Steven, however, was given grace, room to respond, and direct personal support from the same people claiming to be an objective voice of reason throughout the situation. When given his own testimony on the accusation...
Exactly, there it is, her odd thing where she thinks Saber wants to F her. Yeah, no one brought that up but you. No one brought that up but you.
Leveled against him, his own lapses in memory are not painted as proof of malicious lie. His own incorrect recollection of events, as proved by the screenshots he himself provided, are not painted as proof of a malicious lie.
I mean, you say you pulled away from her for the next few months, but I mean, because I've seen your DMs with her. Yep. So if you pulled.
Wait, that was a whole bunch of fucking mumbo jumbo. Hold on a minute.
However, was given grace, room to respond, and direct personal support from the same people claiming to be an objective voice of reason throughout the situation.
They were. Yeah, exactly. What do you mean? Speak to Emmy. You kept them anonymous. At first you did, yeah. Is that what you're referring to, Yen? Or are you referring to something else? Okay. Yeah, she was the one that wanted, her and Bonk both wanted to keep Emmy's, wanted to keep Emmy anonymous because of what they were telling Beckett, or what KP told Beckett and other people, was because Emmy didn't want to come out and be known. She wanted to stay anonymous. She's doing what Emmy did, saying Saber misremembering the dates thing. Yeah, bro. Once again, just because his timeline is a little bit altered does not mean that he is... oh my God, you are so fucking stupid. Does not mean that he is guilty of all fucking charges. Oh my God.
When given his own testimony on the accusations leveled against him, his own lapses in memory are not painted as proof of malicious lie. His own incorrect recollection of events, as proved by the screenshots he himself provided, are not painted as proof of a malicious lie.
I mean, you say
Okay, you just... Did she... Ma'am, it doesn't matter how many ways you fucking put it. You're wrong.
pulled away from her for the next few months, but I mean, because I've seen your DMs with her. Yep. So if you pulled away from her, I mean, it wouldn't be for months, Saber. It would
Not
be,
months. I would say. I mean, I'd say November. No, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm getting my the increments wrong. But it was. I would say for the rest of November.
His own admission of trying to force a woman to take a pregnancy test against her will is not.
What? What? Oh, chat. Oh, chat. I can't. Okay, I need to. Oh, I'm getting. Okay, I need to step away. I need to step away for a second. Oh my fucking god. Are you kidding? Okay, I need to. Okay, give me a second, chat. I will be right back. Oh my god. Oh my god.
His dick was out!
Metalman87 super chatted $2. Pee on the stick, Emmy.
Okay, chat. I am back. Mr. Khuck is out there playing a game, and I literally just went, I'm getting very angry. I am getting very, very angry. And he just kind of looked at me like I was crazy, which is fair. Metal Man for the 2. Pee on the stick, Emmy. Yeah, exactly. Like, he was a woman to take a pregnancy test against her will. Are you fucking kidding me? Kim, Rachel, whatever the fuck your name is, you're dumb. Pack it in. You're done.
Not seen as a violation of consent, privacy, and bodily autonomy, but instead as a horrible event he was made a victim of by the girl he had targeted.
Into the convention on a Sunday. I remember going over.
Wait a minute.
Made a victim of by the girl he had targeted.
He was made a victim of by the girl he had targeted? Oh, Chad, this is making me more mad than I thought that it would. Are you... You did not learn a goddamn thing, did you? Shocker there. Color me shocked. If you... Bro. Let's just get through this, chat. We got like a little over 3 minutes or whatever. Let's just get through this.
Into the convention on a Sunday. I remember going over to her hotel, being like, I'm like, we have to get this test. Like, I need to know the answer before I head home, just so I can know what.
Oh, and and God fucking forbid that this man again wanted to know whether or not he was going to be a father because, I don't know, Emmy brought up about how she missed her fucking period, and this man was on the verge of having a goddamn near panic attack over the fact of him becoming a father or not, and she was the one that led him on and didn't take the test right away. I'm sorry, but if that were me, I would think that I would have the common decency to say to the guy, yeah, I missed my period, but I'm going to take a test and I'll let you know how it fucking goes. You would think that a normal person would do that. At least I hope that there would be. Now, there are some women out there that have not done that are cray-cray and Yeah. I know that there are women out there that do that. Believe me. But, again, not all women are like that, and not all women do that. So, yeah. But, again, Emmy is obviously one of those women that does. So, yeah. KP is trying to push Emmy as the victim because if she doesn't, she's done for. Exactly. Yeah, she has to backtrack and she has to try to salvage whatever the fuck. Bro, she's done. Not only that, these two idiots day of the test. No. Not the day of the test, Seal. Not the day of the test. When the day of the test, if I remember correctly, the day of the test, was that the day that she gave him oral? It might have been. Either way, they did not have sex that same day that she took the test. They did not. I believe that same day was when he got head. I don't know. But no, they did not go to the bathroom. In the bathroom, like I mentioned, she gave him head. They did not have sex. Well, she finally ended up taking one at some point. I don't know if it was that same day, but she did end up taking one. It ended up being negative. So, was it the same day and I just missed that? Probably. I'm sorry, chat. There's so much to this that I can't keep track. I'm sorry. Wookie was so stupid! Okay, Wookie, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I thought that was Nintendo Mail saying that at first. I have no idea why. And I was going to get very upset because that's not something that Nintendo Mail should ever say in his entire life. And I was going to get very upset because Nintendo Mail has said shit like that before where I've had to be like, sir, what the hell are you doing? Because we've corrupted him. But that's not the case. It was just Wookie. So all is good. So it was not Nintendo Mail this time. It was just Wookie. All is right with the world. Okay. Yes. Emmy gave him the beat job to calm her down after the baby scare. Yes. Okay. Yes. Now, in that same day, did she take the test? Because, again, the timeline is getting all convoluted here. So, she took the test after the fact, right? That's all I want to know. Nintendo Mail, you have before. You've said some things before that's made me be like, Nintendo Mail, are you okay? You know I have. It's been a minute, though. I'm not going to lie. Therapeutic BJ. Yes. Yes. Pretty much that's what it was, yeah. A therapeutic BJ, yes. Is BJ sex, Mr. Clinton? Seal, shut up. Bruh.
What's going on? I got the pregnancy test, came back, and I'm like, please, can you take this? And she was okay. You know.
Okay, it was the same day. Again, I'm sorry, chat. There is so much to this that I'm really trying my best to keep track of. I apologize. Oh my God, there's so much to this.
It was time's up, and she said, okay, I'll do it. And she took it, and it was negative. And I remember afterwards, I was like almost dumbstruck with relief. At that point, I started forming this opinion in my head where I'm like, did she just baby scare me to keep me in her life? That was the emotion surging through my head, along with relief.
Admissions of being where he was accused of being and when are not painted as plausibility that what he is accused of is true. Instead, is painted as proof that he's telling the truth and the accused victim is lying for clout. For objective coverage of what was supposed to be a serious situation, there seems to be a lot of sweeping for Steven. Standards that myself...
there seemed to be a lot of sweeping for Emmy. That you sure as hell took care of. You and Bonk both. And other people that were involved. You know what, chat? And again, what kills me, again, chat, is this all boils down to... It's oh my God, to them just lying. That's what it oh my god, and the amount of cope along with this is just fucking insane. I'm really confused. Would a rapist want a test to be taken? Thank you. Thank you, Yen. Thank you. Would a rapist want to be tested to be taken? I wouldn't think so. I would not think so. Bro.
Self and Emily were and continue to be held to are not standards that he needs to meet. So moving forward, how can we, as the online community, do better?
Not standards that he has to meet. Oh my god. Just outright say that you hate the man and that you want to take him, that you wanted to take him down. Just outright, just fucking admit it. You're saying it without saying it. Bonk still believes Saber is an R word? Bruh. Bruh. I'm not surprised in the slightest. I'm not. I've seen his Twitter. Jim. His Twitter is insane. He blocked me at one point, but I appear to have been unblocked for some god-awful reason. Yeah, and I hope she means a royal we. Who knows? Who the fuck knows?
What changes can we make to improve child safety or our fandom spaces? What kind of conversations should we be having? How about power dynamics and fandom spaces and the people that abuse them? Creators turning their fan bases into dating pools? Grooming behaviors passed off as normal internet interactions? These were the kinds of conversations I was intending to spark with my last video. This was my intent. And with the end of the video, I'd like to close off with a note about accountability. Throughout the whole ordeal, I have seen a lot of people attributing my lack of response to mean a lack of accountability. That I was
You did have a lack of accountability.
Avoiding the controversy and that I was trying to erase or ignore it. Something I invite the audience to think about is what accountability is, what it looks like, and what it isn't. Someone jumping to respond as soon as possible or through as many avenues as possible is not indicative of taking accountability.
Okay, all you're doing is saying word fucking salad right now, ma'am. That's all I'm hearing. That's all I'm hearing. All I'm hearing is word salad, whataboutisms. That's all I'm hearing out of you. Am I shocked? No.
Especially if that response is to victimize/murder yourself in the face of accusations and criticism.
What?
True accountability is stating whether or not you did something on its face, regardless of any intentions or effect, and without excusing yourself or attacking the accuser. Example, I made the original video. It was bad, and I understand that. Jumping to
I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
dismiss someone as cloud chasing and trying to justify why what happened isn't the word they
Bonk still has me blocked as far as I know. He blocked me after I pointed out how he screwed up so bad no one will believe the alleged victims. I said something along those lines too, Abyssal. I said something along those lines too. He made a tweet about how... Oh, I can't remember what it was. It was just a bunch of fucking nonsense. And it was soon after I had seen some of his interactions and some of his tweets that I responded to it. He was still coping about it. And apparently, from what I understand, he still is, which I'm not shocked. I had pretty much said the same thing to a certain degree.
His dick was out!
Oh!
Metalman87 super chatted $5. I didn't have Saber's Park's junk causing drama in 2025 on my day.
So true, Metalman. Thank you for the 5. You know what? And you know what? I'll finish my statement about Bonk and then I'll move on to my next point. You just made me think of something too, Middleman. And he blocked me soon after because he was coping. And he pretty much said that I was just one of those people that was on the narrative of him lying and all this other shit, which was stupid. Anyway, back to... So, Middleman, you had me think of something. Who here... One's in chat, if you knew, to a certain degree, who Saber Spark was before this story. Because I will argue that there are people that didn't know who he was until this story. Now, some of you follow different communities, some of you don't. I will say outright that I had no idea who he was until this story came out. No clue. No idea. Because again, I don't really follow the animation community. Some people come across my radar when it comes to that kind of stuff, whatever. But usually when it comes to the animation community, I don't pay attention. Okay? Unless, of course, not gonna lie, unless, of course, it's something like this that comes up to where it blows up and it's just like, holy shit, then maybe. But even then, it's like I said in the beginning, I didn't initially want to cover this because anybody and everybody was touching this in the beginning. And it was just too hot of a mess. Now that some of this smoke is cleared, and she's came out with this stupid ass response, now I think is a good time to go into it. So. Oh, you knew him before this stuff? Yeah. Some people did and some people didn't. You know, again, I had no idea who he was, but then again, I'm not really one to talk. I barely know who anybody is, so there's that. But yeah. So.
They're using is not accountability. It's obfuscation and defense. And you didn't need to defend something that didn't happen. Anyway, this was heavy. I'd like to thank everyone who stuck it out this far, as well as a special thanks to...
Stuck it out this far? It's only a 10-minute fucking video, you dumb bitch. Really? Really?
My fans who allowed...
Although I will argue, if you would have made this longer, it probably still would have been stupid. I honestly don't think that it would have mattered how long you made this response video, to be honest with you.
Me the space to respond before forming an opinion about my intent. In the meantime, I've tried to be positive and I'm working on something that is not YouTube adjacent, and maybe I can share it with you someday. Maybe not, we'll see. Anyway, this is my dog Toby. He's a little man and he likes to wear outfits. Decompress with him and thanks for sticking around.
Oh, of course you include the dog in there. Of course you do. Even she knew this video was hard for anyone to sit through. Good call there, Blue Jay. Good call there, ma'am. Yeah, anyway. Alright, chat. So there's that god-awful response. So now, last but not least, we get to the good stuff here. So now, last but not least, we have Beckett's response. Now, Beckett posted this about 3 days ago. And this was right around the time that I was really considering covering all of this, or covering it to a certain degree anyway. And when he dropped this video, I literally said, oh my god, Beckett, your timing is impeccable, which is true. So, yeah, she's just like Jar, just one video away from winning. So this is Beckett's response to everything. This is a short video that he did, and this is about half an hour, give or take. So we're going to watch this. And there's some other stuff that came up with this too. So. Coop and Seeth is the worst. What? What are you talking about? Anyway, yeah, we're going to get into this here. So, before we do though, chat, I do have to run to the restroom really, really quickly. I will be right back. So, as soon as I get back, we'll get into this, and yeah. So, while I am gone, which again should only be a few minutes, think about who we want to raid into. Think about who we want to raid into. If you want. I don't care. Or whatever. So, either way, I will be right back. You know what? Actually, chat, I will actually show the goal art while I'm gone. There you go. You get a little freebie. Alrighty, chat. We is back. Thank you. Told you it wasn't going to be long. Who do we come up with to raid into? Have we decided? James? Cool. That's making fun of Rose Malay. Oh, with the coupon seeds? Oh. I did not know that's what she has said. That's funny, though. She still y'all, she still follows me on Twitter. I have no idea why. I have no idea why. It's so weird. I'm not gonna lie, the only reason why I followed her was to be a nosy bitch. So, I'm being 100% honest with you. I have no clue why she follows me. Unless she did the same thing, which, okay. Can't really say very much about that, but still. Wait. Whoa. Chat? Did she wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, never mind. Whew! I couldn't find her Twitter at first, and I was like, oh, Jesus, did she deactivate? No, I found it. I found it. Yeah, she follows me on both of my accounts. I have no idea why. Really weird. Anyway. Okay, alright. Let's get into Beckett's video here, shall we? I'm looking forward to this. This is going to be interesting. Okay, here we go.
Hi everyone, welcome to the video.
I Love Kim Possible a Lot has finally released her response video, and to the surprise of precisely nobody, she has learnt nothing from this entire saga. Now, normally, I'd just do a stream segment and go over it, have a laugh, make some super chats, but in this case, I'm actually so annoyed by this response video that I think KP deserves something all to herself. So what we're going to do today is not just go over her response, but I'm also going to release many of the interview segments that for one reason or another were never included in the original video, as well as my DMs with KP, because I want to give you a glimpse behind the curtain, a peek into who KP really is. Because this woman is lying to you, and if she's not going to tell you the truth, then I will. Let's get into it.
Riding art, let's go!
Let's begin by talking about KP's response video itself, because it's actually a fairly wild ride of deflection. KP begins the video by taking accountability for at least the tone of the content. You know, that thing precisely 5 people cared about, one of whom was Brony Fandon't? If you're wondering whether KP really addresses the actual issues people have with her, the answer is of course she doesn't. In fact, if anything, she actually doubles down and adds new unheard accusations into her response for some reason.
The same server also has a man accused of and arrested of child grooming.
Now, I personally have never looked into the DA Games story, and I don't intend to start now, but what is interesting here is that KP just cannot help herself. She is basically a female just a robot.
Yes, 100%. Yes. 1000%. She is. Abso-fucking-lutely. They would make a great couple there, Abyssal. They would.
Robot, unable to contain her vindictive.
Is KP a brony? Yes and no? I think so. I don't know. No, she mainly covered, like, I think that she mentioned it. She mainly covered, like, Disney Channel stuff or something. Is she a brony? Oh, yeah, probably is. Okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, that's how she got her start. You're right. You right, though. But she mainly covers, or she did anyway, mostly like other animation stuff besides My Little Pony. But yes, that's how she got her start. Yes, that's true.
Active rage against the people she feels have wronged her. And once again, KP just throws this accusation out there in a trust me bro moment. And firstly, I'm not even sure what the accusation is. KP, are you claiming that Will and DA Games are knowingly harboring sexual predators for some reason?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what she's doing. Yep. Now, as someone pointed out earlier, apparently some of the things said about Will or Chris or whoever, I think it was Will in this case, he's sus from what it sounds like, and again, I could be wrong or could be misinterpreting, but he sounds sus, and because of KP's video, now all the allegations against him are pretty much null and void, and he walked away pretty much free. Now, here's my question, and I meant to ask this earlier. Is any of the accusations that KP brought up about the Discord and having minors in there and stuff, just to clarify, chat, is all of that true, or are there other allegations made against him that are not related to this? Because I think that that's what I was trying to figure out. Again, I'm with Beckett. The DA Games thing is just way too convoluted. And I really don't want to touch any of that either. Okay, I'm sorry. Are the accusations about Chris and Will having minors in their Discord and doing deviant behavior, I guess, is any of that true? The stuff that KP was talking about. Or did she... I don't want to say that she made it up, but... Or is KP wrong? I'll say that. There was more to it? Okay, I got you. Oh boy.
This, of course, is just the beginning of the problem because you can't trust KP. She lies all the time. For example, let's just look at how she frames the story with Chris.
Not to mention the fact that Chris himself has admitted to and bragged about a little sex crime that Steven brushed off as a sex joke.
KP is lying to you here. Once again, firstly, Chris apologized to KP about 2 years ago. And secondly, this was a joke. But with Chris, you've got literally the reverse of that situation where he does admit it's a fuck up, says that he's sorry. And it's like that.
By the way, I love that picture of KP and Saber. I love that picture. That picture is so good. I love that picture. Now remind me, chat, who did that picture? I think Beckett, I don't think I know. I know Beckett gives that person credit. I just can't remember their name right now. And I feel awful for not remembering. I know, that's hilarious. Very funny.
Feels like it's not enough 2 years later. So, yeah, I kind of want to be clear about that because I think that's something that you are going to catch flack for. Chris made up a gross story, and I'd argue to bear in mind, this was over a decade ago. Yet, KP chooses to reframe this here into a sex crime. There is a whole section in the first video where KP and I talk about Chris, but make no mistake, KP wants to see this man fired and his entire life ruined for it.
Yep, absolutely. Over a decade later. It's insane to me, chat. Is it Lord Rush? I don't think so. You know what? Let me go back and look. Hold on, chat. I want to know now. That's going to drive me nuts. Hold on, let me go look.
To me,
I like to give credit where credit is due. So, okay. Now, this art right here, no, hold on. This art right here, Kat did. I know that much. This one, I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. I thought it was Kat too. Am I muted? Hello? Uh-oh. Are we good? Did anybody hear me? Uh-oh. Was that muted on the other screen? Really? Hold on. I sure was, chat. I sure was. Whoops! I don't know how that happened. I swear, OBS hates me. Okay, there we go.
This section
Sorry,
also lets
chat.
us move.
No, it was, I apologize. I looked it up in, Beckett's second video about Saberspark. The artist of the thumbnails for KP and, Saber was, Axe. It was Axe. So...
Move on to Saberspark, because not only is KP not sorry for leveling false rape accusations against him, she also starts claiming he was abused as a child, showing a screenshot that does not say that, as some sort of bizarre weaponized gotcha.
And once again, for someone who not very long ago had plenty to say on whether Gabriel Brown was or wasn't a groomer, that child predation online is terrible, and he himself has been abused as a child, it seems odd that he has nothing to say.
Wait, what? What did I do? Couldn't until I blew my eardrums out. What did I do? Was it when I was muted and just came back on all of a sudden? I'm sorry. Am I too loud, chat? Please tell me I am. Or if I am. Do I need to turn myself down? If I do, please tell me. Let me know. I guess I did by accident. I'm sorry. My fault.
About his own employees' child predation, even to condemn it, let alone him excusing masturbation onto a stranger's clothes.
Okay, Metalman, that's a bit of a loaded statement there. When I got loud, when do I not get loud? It's a bit of a loaded statement there, my guy. Just saying. I get loud pretty much all day, every day.
A fire hazard and sexual harassment as a joke.
Now, right from the off, KP has always been looking for a way to go at Saberspark. Not just with the accusations themselves, but even in my early conversations with her, KP seems to view the potential of Saberspark's guilt as a potential way for her to save herself.
Is there any other alarming behavior that Saber's displayed publicly? Not anything like this, obviously, but like that is displayed publicly, like anyway, that people are concerned about?
Honestly, I mean, Saber seems to me, having gone through kind of what's in front of me, a bit of an asshole, but he's a YouTuber. It's not unusual, but not really. I can't. No one else I've seen is making any claims against Saber or anywhere near the fucking nature of the Emmy claims. From his perspective, I can see.
No, I just feel bad.
At the time, I read this as some kind of genuine remorse, but as things have moved on, it is abundantly clear that KP is not sorry in the least.
Nope.
This bitch is not sorry for what she did to Saberspark. She's sorry it didn't work. We'll get...
Yep, 100%. She's sorry that she got caught, that it didn't work out, that she fumbled the ball on this, and everything else in between. Absolutely. And again, chat, I would argue that this eventually would have been found out. Emmy would have been found out. Whatever. Had they tried to keep her anonymous or whatever that they were trying to do, it would have been found out regardless that it was Emmy. And all of this would have came out eventually. It wouldn't have mattered.
Get into this further later, but one of KP's big problems is that she is completely delusional. During our conversations, I basically had to lay out very clearly the situation she and others had created for themselves in going after Saberspark in this way. I know that there is still an interest from other people in going after Saber and going after the DA Games group. I think those people are mental, if I'm honest. I think that the reality is that a video like this very much gives Saber carte blanche. In the eyes of a lot of people. It's an unsubstantiated rape allegation. He's a victim of that. He is an actual victim. Which means now anyone who produces a hit piece on Saber, the immediate response to that from basically anyone who's not ingrained in the I Hate Saber crowd is going to be, you're making a hit piece on somebody with who's had false rape accusations against them. That's sort of like the line, and that is rough content to produce. It makes him a very difficult target if somebody did want to go after him. So we'll see. Some people.
Well, I mean, look at what happened with Spectre. Spoctor had allegations made against him in the beginning. False allegations at that. Women that were going after him vindictively. And, again, turned out later on that it ended up the other allegations that were made against him were 100% fact. Not saying, again, I really hope to God that Saber does not do anything like this. And I really hope to God that nothing like this happens with him. I really hope that he is okay and that he's trying to move on from all of this. And I hope that he gets better. But Spoctor is the most recent example that I can think of where he was accused of, essaying people and doing all of that nonsense, and he got cleared, and then, later on he got accused of something else and it turned out to be true. But again, I agree with Beckett that if, God forbid, and I really hope it doesn't, any further allegations or anything else that comes out about Saberspark in regards to like this type of story, it's going to be looked over with the fine-tooth fucking comb. As it should. As this should have been handled from the fucking get-go. In all honesty, though, chat, I'll even go as far as to say this. This never should have even been a story. Nope. This never should have even been a story. I feel like a bad apology video should make you have to work at McDonald's for a year. Listen, I've worked at McDonald's and it actually was pretty awful. But, I mean, there are good people that work for McDonald's too. But I get what you mean. I get it. I get what you mean. So, she should work an actual job. Yes, 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I worked at Wendy's for... How long was it? 6 years? Yeah, I worked at Wendy's for a long time. And I worked at McDonald's. I've worked at other places here and there, some local places. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's no fucking joke, dude. I've worked in pizza places. I've worked in retail. You name it, I've done it, pretty much. So, no, I agree. She could learn something, absolutely. She could be more grounded and she could be, learn from human beings and not live online. This is also what happens, chat, when you live online. People like this occur.
People don't care about that. A lot of people are more optics brained than they want to admit to. Now at this point, you may be wondering why simple concepts like Saberspark's going to get a lot of grace because you falsely accused him of rape need to be explained to KP like she's a mentally stunted 5-year-old. And that sounds mean, but I'm just giving a description here. KP, to be fair to her, is a trust fund kid nearing 40 who still lives at home with her mother. She doesn't really have any normal human interactions. In fact, as far as anybody is aware...
And that's her own fault. Just saying. That's her own fault. Not anybody else's. She's a grown-ass woman. Now, if she was a kid and, that kind of situation, whatever, fine. But she's a grown-ass woman. She's older than me, not by much. Ugh. But that's still not an excuse. That's still not an excuse. Never has been, nor will it ever be.
This woman has never had a long-term relationship, so it probably shouldn't come as much of a surprise that her understanding of normal human interactions are somewhat lacking. This may go some way to explaining why, in KP's response video, she completely fails to understand why Saberspark is getting so much quote-unquote grace. Saberspark showed evidence not just of his DMs with Emmy displaying what their relationship looked like, but also evidence of how far he was prepared to go to prove his innocence.
Exactly.
KP highlights the fact that Saberspark makes a mistake regarding the timeline in my interview with him.
When given his own testimony on the accusations leveled against him, his own lapses in memory are not painted as proof of malicious lie. His own incorrect...
Did KP... Listen, I have a question. Do you all think, and again, this is mostly just a joke, but if it turns out to be true, I will die laughing. Do y'all think that at some point, KP and Emmy got together, like after, the heat kind of died down from the both of them, and do you think that they both got together and was like, hey guys, you know, and Emmy said, hey, I'll make my first video response and you can make yours soon after. Wait like a month so then that way people can forget what I said and you can say whatever you feel you need to. I swear that's what it seems like. Because their videos are almost identical to each other. In length, no. Right? In length, no. But in just the general context of what they both are trying to say and what they're trying to get at, yeah, it seems like that they got together. Now, I'm not saying that they did. I'm just saying this was mostly as a joke. But it does seem kind of odd that they both came out with kind of the same sort of response. Just saying.
Recollection events, as proved by the screenshots he himself provided, are not painted as proof of a malicious lie.
However, what KP completely fails to acknowledge is it doesn't matter, because Saberspark has also got the DMs. We can check in real time whether he is telling the truth. You can misspeak in an interview, it's okay. What you can't do is lie repeatedly in statements, which is what Emmy has done. KP also focuses in on the fact that there was some kind of relationship, so surely that means that something must have happened. And this is why I mentioned earlier that KP doesn't seem to have had any long-term relationships. The only way this dumb as rocks femcel can read human interactions is in some way aggressive. Now, I'm not just saying this without any kind of grounding. KP seems to have a long history of making accusations against people, predominantly that people are in some way attracted to her. Something that...
Oh my god. That is so weird. That is so weird. Listen, I don't know if there's an actual picture floating about of what KP actually looks like. I mean, if there is, there is. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I'm sorry. But if that... Wait a minute. Back up a second. Is this her right here, chat? That's her? Bro. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a no. It's a no regardless of what you would look like. I'm sorry. That's just no. 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 That's just that's weird. That's weird. To think that almost everyone is in love with you or something, or want to date you, or what? That's weird. And again, doesn't matter what she looks like, that's still weird.
That she, yes, does here in her response video.
This led to a good number of people speaking down to me, harassing me, and sending me death threats, largely based on the assumption that I was...
What's up, Astral? How old is KP? She's nearing 40, is what Beckett said. So she's probably about my age, if not maybe like a year or two older. Maybe, give or take. I don't know. He just said that she's nearing 40. That's all he said. He doesn't give an exact age.
I was a bitter, jealous, stupid woman targeting an innocent, successful, intelligent man for the sin of not dating me. To which I'd like to respond by saying, Steven, I'm just not that into you.
KP is obsessed with the idea that people must be attracted to her and must like her. In fact, during my conversations with her, despite the fact that I'm making a drama commentary video on her, she starts asking me, what would it take for me to watch her content again? Go on.
Well, you were a fan of the content before, like, controversies happened, right? Like, would you go out of your way to watch a video that wasn't about controversy that I made, like, randomly?
Wait, what?
I mean, I liked some of the analysis stuff, which was negative. I find media analysis generally, well, I used to watch a lot of media analysis stuff. People like Ralph the Movie Maker. It is worth noting here, of course, I had explained to her that my interest in her content and why I knew her was purely based on the horse news drama back in the day, and I should be clear, that's a drama about her not paying her employees, something she still doesn't understand as an issue to this day. But given that KP seems to have no issue...
Whoa, wait a minute. Is that what you guys were talking about earlier about the horse news or the horse drama? I think if I remember her right, she is between you and I, which... Oh, is she? Okay. Beckett's brain was breaking during that. I could tell. Is that what the... Oh, okay. Is what? Wait a minute. Is that what that horse thing was? I'm confused. I didn't know about... Well, maybe you guys were talking about it earlier in chat, I think, but I didn't quite catch that, I guess.
Issues with spreading allegations based on rumors, I think we should talk about the other occasion when KP spread false sexual harassment allegations about somebody. Now,
oh, she does not pay people. Oh, gee, I wonder who else has done that, Illuminati. Oh, gee, I wonder who else has done that.
I didn't include this in the first video because I can't fully evidence it, but I was told this story with remarkable detail by 3 separate people. And the TLDR is that while at a convention in the 2010s, KP was walked back to her hotel by one of the con staff. She would then spin this into him sexually harassing her, as he was clearly deeply in love with her. And
what? What?
While no logs for this story exist, I did ask KP about it, to which she responded, shockingly, by talking about one of her former editors. Just how many accusations has this psycho put out there?
Hey, thanks for talking to me.
Alright, fine.
So I'm totally blindsided by Casey's take on me. Like, I wish if I was coming off that way, she would have told me. So I was wondering if you had any, like, additional information about that, because I'm, like,
Sure.
horrified, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, I can... I don't blame you for finding that kind of a bit blindsiding, because I think it's difficult. So, I mean, I can give you my take generally, because it's... I think part of this comes down to, like, how the fandom worked, and the fact that it was very non-confrontational. But I think
it's such a, like a historian answer, but okay.
Well, I think part of it is...
Yeah, I agree. This interview is so goofy because she doesn't at any point even listen to Beckett. Yeah, I agree. I wish I could see Beckett's face. Yeah, you and me both. Just to see his face, like, breaking. Yeah, I can... Oh my god, that'd be so fucking funny.
Like, it's difficult because I see people all the time where they're like, oh, I didn't realize that I wasn't, like, clicking with people. And some of it was... It's a good way to describe some of the stories. Like, some of it was stuff where it was just like, you missed social cues with people.
How many people did you talk to about this? I'm a little concerned.
Well, I mean, I wanted to get, like, a full picture, and also there were some claims about you which I thought were...
Okay, well, you should be concerned, because, again, shit's gonna get out there, and, I mean, I'll give you credit where credit is due. You talked to Beckett, and you talked to him, I guess, in multiple different times, I guess. Fine, fair. You also talked to Lazy Bedhead, which I'll give you credit for, too. But, I mean, you should be concerned. You should be. Okay, let me just say this. I highly doubt that she knew anything about Beckett prior to talking to him. Or if she did, she knew very little. Okay? She probably was told by Beckett, hey, I want to talk to you about this story, yada, 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 however he framed it, right? But the thing is that with Beckett, though, despite, like, whatever criticism some people may have with him, and they're probably fair, he is very thorough to a degree when it comes to interviewing. He is. He wants to give people side of the story. He wants people to be honest with him. I mean, just like with any other interviewer, like with me, I would want people to be as honest as possible when talking with me, because that's what I would want. And that's what my audience would want. Right? But I don't go as... Okay, hold on. I'm trying to think of how to word this. Beckett and I are different interviewers in the sense that he does a more in-depth, like, synopsis of this person, where I can, depending on how you want to look at it, I just talk to the person just to get to know them. That's what I do. I think that's a bit of a difference. Yeah, sure. Do I try to look into that person as much as I can, depending on what they're about and that kind of thing? Yes. Yes, absolutely. But overall, Beckett is a more informational interviewer, I guess, and has the ability to be able to do so than what I probably could. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Could I? Yeah. And I've gotten that criticisms before too. When talking with certain people. Yes. That's all fair. But the thing is that how I look at it is that I just talk to the person who wants to get to know them and see what they're like on, maybe not necessarily on a personal level, but just to get to know them like on a, you know, if it does come to it a personal level, or if not, you know, just get to know them as a person or whatever. That's how I view it. Yes, he's like a British Columbo. Yes, exactly, Seal. Yes. Yeah, exactly, Seal. That's 100% correct. I don't know much about current Beckett, but he has always been pretty level-headed. Unless you flat out rub him the wrong way, then you ain't gonna get any grace period. Yes. Absolutely.
You know, it needed substantiating, because I didn't think they were fair to you. And I mentioned the essay story from one of the cons, which was mentioned to me by a few people, and I saw mentions of just when I was going through sort of like general takes on your history, which I can't substantiate. There's no logs for.
What? For Emmy?
No, there was a claim that while you were at one of the cons, one of the staff offered to walk you back to the hotel room, and then you basically said that this person was going to essay you.
What the fuck is going on? I don't know what that is. I would need more information.
I can have a dig. I mean, I have heard it from a few people, so I don't know whether it's a rumor or something that spiraled. But yeah,
the only thing I think it could be is after the drama I had, after my first thing, Bob, I had an editor, Jordan, who got very attached to me in an unhealthy way, and when I kind of tried to cut him off, he lashed out. I think he made a video. He went to Horse News, like the whole thing. And I think I told BabsCon staff.
Wait a minute. Is Horse News like for My Little Pony news? Or is that something else?
Was that BabsCon, out of curiosity?
I'm not sure. So I'd have to go and check the notes. This is actually the last conversation I would ever have with KP. It occurred on the 24th, shortly after the release of my first video, because what really surprised KP was finding out that nobody liked her. And if I'm to give you a flavor of this interview...
How did I just figure that out? I don't know. It's just a guess. I figured that it was, but I didn't know. True, Wookie, true. The other one was Equestria Daily. Gotcha. Gotcha.
It's basically me explaining to an adult woman why she has been, for her whole life, unable to make any actual friends. I mean, I think the big thing was, like, Casey was just sad, more than anything else.
Well, I mean, that's kind of my frustration with it, because part of it is, like, this would have been helpful if I knew what the elephant in the room is, but, like, I know Casey means well, but it's kind of insulting that I'm just so clueless and dumb, apparently, that she needs to mentor me without even having that direct conversation.
Well, like, I think one of the stories I heard was, like, your relationship with Jeff. Which was...
Jeff?
Yeah, Ace Best.
Oh, okay.
And it's like... It seemed like you didn't understand why he didn't want to be friends, or why he just didn't click with you. And, like, this seemed to cause, like, a bit of drama.
No, it was more than that, because I think I just asked for something more casual than that. And he got really mad because I had to make him be direct. But, like, that was what I mean. Like, even before all this, like, Casey kind of talked to me like, you know, there are some learning steps, and I'm just like, Casey, like, can you politely get my side before you assume what is happening? So I don't know. That's an aside.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's difficult. I mean, Emmy was part of this circuit for a while, and you said last night in DMs, you were like, oh well, it never occurred to me to ask Casey about Emmy. And when we spoke like the first time, and I was like, well, you knew it was Emmy from the start. Why didn't you look into her? And again, this isn't just you. No one's looked into fucking anybody in this, so this isn't just a you problem. But, like, why do you think it is that you never thought to, like, look into or ask anyone about Emmy?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I've watched 0 seconds of MLP, but I know way too much about brony shit. I used to watch MLP back in the day when I was a kid. You know, every so often. I wasn't like obsessed with it. But yeah, when I watch it every so often was a part of my cartoon watch list, I guess you could say, when I was a kid. Yes, absolutely. But I never really got into it a whole lot. And when I heard that it was getting revamped with Friendship is Magic, I was like, oh, geez. And that's when I found out about the brony stuff and all of that other stuff. And yeah, so since then, I've kind of not really tuned into any of that nonsense, which that's just not my cup of tea. Again, I know that there are men and women out there who have their love of My Little Pony, okay? And they are probably very decent people who just want to, you know, go about their fandom, don't want to be bothered, whatever. Fine. But the people that have came out so far that we've learned about anyway, that are part of the brony fandom, like Dan's Burst and Brony Fandom and all that, it's insane. And I know that, and again, I will say this. I know that it's only a select few, give or take, that, and again, I'm sure that there are more people out there that are like this, sadly. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It's just not my thing either. I agree. Again, do I hold any ill will against people who are actually fans of the show or anything? No. But, I mean, yeah. So, there you go. Stick to cool stuff like Warhammer or X-Men. There you go. I mean, Mr. Khuck was watching Spider-Man, the 90s cartoon the other night. And we pre-ordered the Wolverine game, which I'm really looking forward to him getting. Oh my god, that's going to be so cool. I've heard so many good things about that. I can't wait for him to play it and for us to play it if we can. That's going to be fun. Yeah.
I think I made the assumption that, like, because I know a lot of other girls,
Agreed,
not a lot, a
Reaper.
handful of girls this has happened to.
By the way, hello.
But
I didn't say hi to
girls
you.
sometimes tend to fade out of the fandom because there's issues with harassment in general. Like, you know, yeah, and things like that. So I assumed she was part of a pattern, I guess. And she just kind of, like, distanced herself from her pony friends because this thing happened and it upset her. It made her think of...
Yeah, but again, that still doesn't excuse why you didn't look into this. Why none of you looked into her. None of you did. You all just took her at her word. And again, KP, this doesn't fucking help you at all either, considering the fact that you had her revise her statement. Everything that you are saying right now is just flat out either a lie or you made it up.
what she's claiming, so if that makes any
or
sense.
Or both.
In the case of KP, it is always someone else's fault. She is always the victim. And
Exactly.
the reason I include this is because it brings me on to why I am leaking my DMs with KP. Now, normally I have a pretty hard rule about not doing this, but in this case, I actually feel like my hand is being forced a little bit. KP presents my coverage as deeply biased in favor of Saberspark, which, I mean, I'm biased by the fact that he's innocent, sure, but there is something...
I mean... Yeah, that's how Beckett is biased. And not only that, but he had help with this story. He had Diaplok help him. And, you know, I'm sure that they've helped him out with other stories here and there too. It wasn't just... And Jenny looked into this too, with him. So Beckett didn't just do this by himself. He had other people help him out with this story. So, yeah, if he's biased against the fact that this man is innocent, then okay, fine.
Deeper here, the actual reason KP stopped talking to me, it's because her current response video is not the one she was planning to make. In fact, originally, she planned to go after Casey. Apparently...
Oh. Did Saber only talk to Beckett? That I know of, yes. Now, Fauci was there. Fauci was there during their call, but I don't know if Fauci ever said anything. Again, Beckett didn't show it. Fauci was probably just there for support just in case something came up. But just like how Lio was in one of the calls with KP. Lio was in one of the calls with KP at first. But he said very minimal, or he asked, that I saw anyway, he asked very minimal questions. So Fauci was just sitting there twiddling pasta in his fingers. Oh, I'm sure he was doing more than that. But yeah, I wouldn't doubt that if he was doing something like that. Yeah, absolutely. And he would probably confirm that. No, fucking Fauci. I love you, Fauci. But this is an interesting thing. This is interesting. Well, he probably did. If I were to take a guess, he probably did, but for the sake of time, I guess that it wasn't included in there or whatever. I don't know. It's just, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't. Who knows? I don't know. He made a fest with it while listening. Oh my God. Bruh. Never change, Fauci. Never change. But this is an interesting tidbit here. That she planned to go after Casey? Interesting. This is the DMs. This is from June. Hey, I wanted to get your opinion on what to do with Casey. Beckett, well, I mean, you can reach out to her. I think everyone is still just dealing with things, but see what happens after the next Saber vid is out. This was back in June. KP, I mean more. Like, what's your read? I don't think she wants to talk to me. Beckett, I'm guessing not, but what's your goal? Patching things up? KP, no. Honestly, I am really uncomfortable with how Casey characterized me, but don't know if it's worth a try from perspective, I guess. What?
Apparently, she wasn't happy with the way that Casey had characterized her, but having spent hours talking to KP, I'm going to be honest with you, if anything, Casey was way too nice. Behind the scenes through this entire thing, KP has been flip-flopping between different sides depending on who's speaking to her. And these DMs come shortly after KP had had a conversation with Emily, in which I've been reliably informed by the third party she completely rolled over. At one point, and bear in mind that this is second-hand testimony for which I can't present any evidence because the call wasn't recorded, KP said that she didn't have any sympathy for Saberspark as the allegations were being treated as no big deal, while the harassment her and Emmy were receiving was far worse. This
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow.
also goes some way to explain why it's taken so long for KP to actually respond. Half the time, people have seemingly been talking her off the ledge of what she's planning to put into this damn thing. And it's worth noting that some of what was in the August draft of the response video did actually leak, because Cartoonshi would put out this tweet in reference to it. But being the professional that I am, I have saved the best for last, because I want to show you the last message I would ever receive from KP.
Oh. Oh my God. That's not a message, that's a whole fucking book.
Because it is completely fucking mental. Beckett, I have now reviewed your video feeling emotionally prepared to do so, and it's clear I was working against a bias throughout the entire project. For example, my comment saying, "Are you cool with me?" was not about whether people hated me, it was about whether I felt emotionally safe in an intense moment, which I didn't. There are more examples like this in your coverage. I also...
Yeah, oh, I forgot about Wall of Text. I totally forgot about Wall of Text. Yeah, Bro. Oh my God.
I also believe you made ethically questionable editorial choices. Your timeline screenshot analysis in the second video risks being toxic, given trauma memory theory, a real documented effect, yet you didn't hold Saber to the same standard you held Emily, something Emily herself pointed out in her video.
Oh my fucking God. Oh my God.
His dick was out!
Metalman87 super chatted $2. KP has an AI boyfriend. I can
Thank you for the 2, Metal. Oh, does she have a... Oh, no, wait, never mind. Does she have a Henry? For those who have been following you guys know what I'm talking about. Does she have a Henry? By any chance? Her own version of a Henry? Bruh. Oh, dear God in heaven. Thank you for the 2, though, Metal Man. I appreciate it.
I don't know what Saber told you off the record, but it's evident it shaped your narrative in ways I couldn't respond to. The same applies to your handling of the Casey and Henry stories. I barely know Henry, so what you repeated was gossip unrelated to the topic, which I couldn't clarify. If Casey or Henry want clarification on the unsupported accounts they heard, they are welcome to contact me. I'd like to just pause here for a second and highlight the fact that this crazy bitch is complaining about me apparently spreading rumors while she is leveling false rape allegations. Unfucking believable. My weed use was framed as a stoner caricature, when in reality it was a coping mechanism for a highly triggering situation tied to my clinically diagnosed PTSD. I took the call with you to clarify that...
God. She just seems like the type. I mean... Metal Man, you're probably not wrong. Bruh. Okay, hold on. I want to go back to something here.
She is leveling false rape allegations. Second and highlightation on the unsupported accounts they heard, they are welcome to contact me. I'd like to just pause here for a second and highlight the fact that this crazy bitch is complaining about me apparently spreading rumors while she is leveling false rape allegations. Unfucking believable. My weed...
Exactly. Wow.
Use was framed as a stoner caricature, when in reality it was a coping mechanism for a highly triggering situation tied to my clinically diagnosed PTSD.
My weed use was framed as a stoner caricature. Why do you care? Why does... What? Okay, if that's... Listen. I know people who have used marijuana as for medical purposes. Okay, I know that that's very much a thing. Whatever, I don't judge people that do that kind of thing. As long as you're a responsible adult, I could care less. I don't care. But it's marriage iguana. That's funny. But to get like Casey Tron levels, like what chat was saying earlier, of high, that's a bit much. Listen, I understand. I'm not even gonna remotely lie to you, chat. I get it. Or Brad Taste, exactly, Kangaloope, yes. Or Brad Taste, yes. Having a gummy every so often, or smoking a joint whatever you do, as long as you do it responsibly and safely, I could care less, okay? I'm not one to talk. I take gummies on sometimes when I need to, just to alleviate some stress or to alleviate some anxiety. I take a little bite of a gummy, and usually I'm good to go. But I don't take them every day, right? I take them only when I really want to or whatever. I don't even know. My doctor told me that that's something that I could try, and it's been working, but I don't use it every day. I don't get stupid levels of high, right? Never have. Because if that were the case, then I know what it's like for me to get super stupid high, and I'm never ever doing that again. Ever. That was a long time ago that I used to do that shit. Never again. Never ever again. So, I use weed to help with some side effects for my PTSD, but I don't only use that. It's a lot of other work. Exactly. Exactly, Edgar Allan Poe. Exactly. You can't just depend on weed to help you with PTSD. You got to do other things as well, too. Right? Especially with PTSD. You got to do other things. You got to go to therapy or, other activities like that. Not just get stupid levels of high. That doesn't help anything.
PTSD. I took the call with you to clarify that the issues of child safety in the DA games community and Saber's involvement in that was misread in your video. Instead of hearing me out, you made assumptions, painted Emily as a liar based solely on Saber's word, and her reputation applies a perfect victim bias, also a real documented effect of trauma, which is both ethically flawed and harmful. You underplayed my intelligence, dismissed my emotional state, and allowed Saber's unchallenged, off-the-record statement to influence your betrayal of me. This reinforced the jealous girl archetype in your work, a mischaracterization.
This reinforced the jealous girl archetype in your work? What? Bruh. Get suited, but there is a time and a place. I mean, true, and that's fair. That's fair, but listen, as long as you're responsible, listen, there are times where you just get high and it's funny and it's fun, like with Julie. Julie is an example. Julie is an example, at least, of someone who is very, very funny, regardless of whether or not she's high. But when she was high in that live stream, that was hilarious. Because of just her reactions in general, and it was fucking great. Even if she wasn't high, I'm sure that she would still be very entertaining. I have no doubt of that. But the fact that she was... the fact that she was, and these are her words, zooted, was hilarious. Okay? There is a time and a place, I agree, but yeah. There's exceptional circumstances, I guess. It just depends, but...
Failing to hold Saber accountable for his public lies, which I can document, signals to others that legitimate concerns will be met with gaslighting and silence. That's a dangerous precedent for victims and whistleblowers.
Bruh.
Frankly, it was a mistake to speak to you.
It was a mistake to speak to you. Yeah, there you go, Metal Man. Don't get high and talk about rape allegations. Yep, there you go. There you go.
You took advantage of my time and openness in a difficult situation. I assumed you were a sympathetic ally, someone who would point out my mistakes, but highlight the original point of the video, the child safety. But you painted me as a hopeless fool, acting on ambition.
But you are, though. Oh my god, the levels of fucking cope in this response. Are you kidding me? If I were Beckett, I would be laughing my ass off right now. And I'm sure that he probably was. I have no doubt of that. Oh my god.
And anger, which was never my intention. I had clarified with Casey months before your video went live, who Saber also influenced by framing events in a way I couldn't counter beforehand. Feel free to check those screenshots. I also let you convince me Emily was purely lying, when the situation was much more complicated than that. I believe there was miscommunication on both sides, but Saber is at fault for social cue assumptions at the very least. For the record, telling someone you have a crush on them is never consent for sexual conduct, period. My hope is that in the future, you'll choose to keep what I said in mind and explore the complex states of victims by citing psychological studies and be a stronger advocate for victims rather than an uncritical amplifier for those who ask. I will be ceasing all contact with you, but have cleared Lio to speak on my behalf if additional information needs to be clarified. Now this is all, obviously, quite a lot to go through, so we're going to break it down into sections and talk about it a little bit, because my god, KP is out of her fucking mind. I actually don't know quite how to respond to somebody this delusional, but I'm going to give it my best.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't know how to respond to that. Jesus Christ.
Shot. I'm going to begin by just repeating myself, because I feel that's the only way that I might somehow get through to KP. Saberspark actually has evidence. Not only that, he went to the extent of pulling his house apart, looking for old hard drives, and actually putting his wallet to work, trying to gather more evidence to prove his innocence. He shouldn't have to do this, by the way. The burden is on you guys, and you...
Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier, chat. He shouldn't have had to do this. He shouldn't have. But the fact that he did, and the fact that he actually took the time out to find this stuff and to get this stuff together, 07's to you, sir.
You guys have no proof. You're just leveling false allegations against somebody. You are not in the right here. You're actually the villain. Frankly, what you've done to Saberspark is abusive. This is and I will repeat myself from the first video, one of the worst things you can do to another human being. But moving on to the section about weed and me painting KP as some sort of stoner archetype, I didn't paint you as a stoner, KP. You said this in our first conversation.
Wrong chat, KP.
Um.
You gave me the screen cap instead of the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie, I might have taken an edible before this because this is just so fucking hard to get through.
As for this beginning part of the next section, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what KP means here. I don't know whether she just misphrased something, but this sentence doesn't make a lot of sense to me, which helpfully brings me on to talking about KP's intelligence. I'd ask you to note that KP constantly highlights the fact she feels people speak down to her. And I've just got to be honest here, the reason people treat you like an idiot, KP, is because you are, in fact, an idiot. I'm actually not trying to be mean here. You're just kinda dumb. I mean, let's be honest, what sort of a freak puts jealous girlfriend archetype into an angry Discord note? The only way KP can even process reality is by talking about it like it's a fucking TV show. KP is completely disconnected from reality. Normally this would just be very funny, but she's constantly accusing people of serious crimes, which sort of tints that perspective a little bit. Finally, let's just talk about her takes around Saberspark and Emily. The truth is that KP cannot believe Saberspark is innocent. He must be guilty of something. In her most recent response video, KP makes the insane claim that Saberspark is abusive for wanting Emily to take a pregnancy test.
Exactly. That is unbelievably ass. And when she said that part, chat, that's when I flipped the fuck out. That's when I had to walk away. That is unbelievably malicious. I cannot believe that this woman had the fucking audacity to sit there and say that Saberspark forced Emmy to take a pregnancy test when she knew goddamn fucking well what that was legitimately for. But yet, she wants to make up this narrative in her fucking head that Saberspark is just this evil fucking person, and it just has to be taken down. I don't get it. I don't get it.
His own admission of trying to force a woman to take a pregnancy test against her will is not seen as a violation of consent, privacy, and bodily autonomy, but instead as a horrible event he was made a victim of by the girl he had targeted.
Which is further fuel to the fire that this woman has never had a long-term partner. And finally, KP's sign-off note to me, asking me to cite psychological studies and be a stronger advocate for victims. Well, on the psychological studies side, as I do not have a qualification in psychology, I think I'll give that one a miss, rather than trying to give a layman's interpretation. I think we have enough of that on YouTube, if I'm being completely honest. But I do want to talk about KP's motivations. As she notes here, many people have accused her of clout chasing.
A lot of my intent with the video and what I chose to platform in it was assumed. Concerns to me that are so much legitimate were and continue to be brushed off as clout chasing or jealous woman scorn mentality.
Now, I personally do not believe that KP only did this to get some clout. Though it is true from my own conversations with her.
I don't know about that one, Beckett. I don't know about that one. That one's a bit of a hard sell for me. Now, whether or not what her full intention was with it, and again, we can only pretty much speculate at this point and form our own conclusion to it, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe it was a distraction. Maybe it wasn't. Well, yeah, maybe it only wasn't for clout. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know.
She clearly feels a little inadequate and like her life hasn't quite gone the way she planned. No, I think the reasons are much more simple. KP is a deeply vindictive woman. She didn't do any of this because she cares about victims. She did it because KP feels like everyone else passed her by. And the reasons can't be her. What remains of her incredibly fragile ego won't allow her to accept that. In KP's worldview, her channel failed because Chris told a story about her one time, or maybe Saberspark twisted people against her, when the reality is far more simple. KP, your content just about got by when you were dealing with the brony community, but you have nothing to offer a modern day viewer, which is perhaps the greatest irony of this entire drama from your perspective. Regardless of the outcome, positive or negative, it wouldn't have actually helped you. Nobody was watching beforehand, and going forward, nobody's watching in the future. I Love Kim Possible a Lot is a fascinating relic of an older time on YouTube, when people who didn't really have any talent could build some kind of a fan base just based off the fact that there wasn't much competition. It's undeniable that KP saw the response to a Lily Orchard video, the first video in a very, very long time that gained any kind of traction, and decided that that might be a viable route forward for her.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And even Ant, as you guys have called him, who I'll get to in a minute, has even said that before. Has even said that to me today too.
I have no idea what
agree.
the future holds for this chick, but after a debacle like this, it's certainly not on YouTube. Now this is obviously a lot more random.
You think she did it to distract her from Lily Orchard, Reaper? Oh, you said Tino at first. You meant Orchard. Okay. Maybe. Now, I have not seen that video. So, I couldn't tell you, but yeah. So, I won't say, me personally, I will not say for sure. But just based upon the subject matter itself, I would kind of have to agree that that's what she was hoping for, is to get that kind of traction again. I will agree with that. Now, as far as her distracting people on her involvement, that I don't know, because again, I haven't seen the video. So I couldn't tell you. But again, I will agree with like the subject matter of going after another YouTuber if they have allegations against them and getting traction off of that I can see happening. But again, I don't know.
Than something I'd put out normally as structured content, but I have to be honest, I'm just really sick of this woman. KP is infuriating to deal with, and after watching this whole thing unfold for months now, seeing this 10-minute piss-poor response kind of just threw me over the edge. There is, however, one last thing I want to discuss from her video before we move on.
So moving forward, how can we, as the online community, do better? What changes can we make to improve child safety or our fandom spaces? What kind of conversations should we be having? How about power dynamics and fandom spaces and the people that abuse them? Creators turning their fan bases into dating pools? Grooming behaviors passed off as normal internet interactions? These were the kinds of conversations I was intending to spark with my last video. This was my intent. And with the end of the video, I'd like to close off with a note about accountability. Throughout the whole ordeal, I have seen a lot of people attributing my lack of response to mean a lack of accountability, that I was avoiding the controversy and that I was trying to erase or ignore it. Something I invite the audience to think about is what accountability is, what it looks like, and what it isn't. Someone jumping to respond as soon as possible or through as many avenues as possible is not indicative of taking accountability, especially if that response is to victimize/murder yourself in the face of accusations and criticism. True accountability is stating whether or not you did something on its face, regardless of any intentions or effect, and without excusing yourself or attacking the accuser. Example, I made the original video. It was bad, and I understand that. Jumping to dismiss someone as clout chasing and trying to justify why what happened isn't the word they're using is not accountability. It's obfuscation and defense. And you didn't need to defend something that didn't happen. Anyway, this was heavy.
It is criminal that KP is so lazy that after years of being on YouTube, she can't even read a script properly. She has had 4 months to make this video, and that was the best take? Are you fucking kidding me? As for what she actually says here, KP is incapable of taking any kind of accountability. It is laughable that she thinks she can start a conversation or in some way dictate how other people should be acting. I like the way she invites the audience to consider what accountability is. KP, I'd like to invite you to consider what accountability is. Not to mention the fact that she is, by going after Saberspark, once again blaming the victim. God, this chick is just vile. No wonder all her friends distance from her. 100%. And with that, I think I have gone over everything I wanted to cover. Thanks for joining my rage-induced ranting. I promise that the next video I make will be, not done over the course of a single night. I do have a couple more in the works, so I have been taking a little bit of a break recently. You can expect to see some of those appearing over the coming weeks. So, if you've enjoyed this for whatever reason, please remember to like and subscribe. And thank you to all our current subscribers and members, particularly those of you at molding level. The Yule, Stevio5, Ragemonger, Mr. Gamer, Viper Sensor, Juice Snail House, Khuck, Sapia Pearwood, Kai Rise, Rocky BP, Nim the Gudra, Advocate Shell, Base Toz, Seabold, Letters of Sky, Rotting Brain, Dr. Zeus, Hippo, Stationary Name, and Star Sprinter. And let me leave you with this. One thing I said to KP through our conversations was that if she actually took some kind of accountability and apologized, worked at her content, maybe people would forgive her and she could move on.
Shut up, middleman.
I don't understand why she refuses to do that. But maybe in the future we'll see more insanity out of her. You never know. But I think the word entitled comes up a lot. I don't...
Yeah, and narcissist.
Looky.
No, it's just like being punched in the chest, but yeah.
As always, more content to come. Peace.
There you go, chat. There you go. Bravo, Beckett. Thank you, Beckett, for that lovely video. We appreciate you. 07s to you, sir, for that. Oh, man. Well, this has been a very eventful night, chat. Let me tell you. Wow. Learned quite a bit about this. And at some point, maybe if you guys are feeling it, maybe, we might watch the June the King video about Lily. We'll see. I don't know if I want to delve into that. I have no idea. We shall see. We'll see how I feel. I don't know. That's probably going to be way crazier than I want to watch, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But anyway, no, thank you guys so much for coming out here tonight. Thank you to my chatters. Thank you to my lurkers. Thank you to my donators. You all are fantastic. I will send you over to the op block. I got the out block ready to go here on standby. You guys go enjoy them. I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. And I will talk to you all tomorrow night when we cover Willie Mac's video on Anissa and iDubbbz. Again, chat, you get me Monday through Friday this week. Woohoo! Whether that's good or bad, I don't know. Either way, it's happening. Anyway, you guys all have a fantastic rest of your night. And I will talk to you all tomorrow night, chat. Bye!